Then on the strand, with steeds and treasure, and armor their roomy and ring-dight ship was heavily laden. High its mast rose over Hrothgar's hoarded gems. A sword to the boat guard Beowulf gave, mounted with gold. On the mead bench, since he was better esteemed, that blade possessing heirloom old. Their ocean keel boarding, they drove through the deep, and Daneland left. A sea-cloth was set, a sail with ropes firm to the mast, the flood timbers moaned. Nor did wind over billows that wave swimmer blow across from her course. The craft sped on, foam-necked it floated forth o'er the waves, keel firm-bound over briny currents, till they got them sight of the Geatish cliffs, home-known headlands. High the boat, stirred by winds, on the strand updrove. Helpful at haven the harbor guard stood, who long already for loved companions by the water had waited and watched afar. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, everyone? It's been too long since I've heard that. Very, very cool. Very excited to be back with all of you lovely folks. Welcome, Arvanauts, to a Tuesday stream. It is 1 p.m. Eastern, actually about 1:03 p.m. Eastern on October 21st, 2025. Oh, my God. Irma Gerd, Triffid with a resub. Thank you very, very much for the resub. And actually, why is my... Uh-oh, wait a minute. Test. Let's see. Oh, yep. That's what I thought. Okay, so we need to get Arcane. Server is not responding. I see. Okay, disconnected, reconnecting. That's what I thought, because I got a my chat is. My server was not responding on this stuff. Hold on a second. Hold on just a moment. I'm trying to get my chatty reconnecting. So bear with me just a second. Because when I saw this sub, I was like, other things should have been posting, and it wasn't posting. All right, hang on a second. This happened the other day as well, and I'm not totally sure why. Kind of would appreciate it if chatty would be so kind as to get working. So bear with me just a second. Sorry, everybody. Apologies. There we go. Now we're there. Okay. Test. Okay, that works. Okay, everyone can hear me. Everyone can see me. Looks like the Twitch chat is working again. Okay, great. That's good. Sorry about that. I was a little confused. I'm like, why is this not? Okay, we're here. But welcome, everybody. Very excited to have everyone back. I am absolutely buried with work. I have so much that I have to do. I had one of those ones where I'm like, I can't get everything done. No, I will get everything done. But I'm just buried in work. But it means that I have got a lot of good stuff that's coming up. And so it's all basically good news. It's just a lot of freaking work to be done. There we go. Hold. What's up, Rob? Thanks, man. 75 months. First of all, thank you, Triffid, for the resub. I appreciate that very much. And Darkside Rob, thank you very much. 75 total months. My goodness. Unprecedented. That's 6 years and 3 months of support. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it, bro. It's good to see you, man. You should be following Rob already if you are not. Very entertaining streamer. Good guy. Good friend. But thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. And welcome, everybody, to Beowulf. This is the beginning of the final adventure of Beowulf, Age of Heroes. Hey, listen, man, I'm good at that basic math. You want addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, I'm there. Once you get past that, then, Uh, but anyway, it's good to see everybody. So, day 20 of Beowulf starts today. This is the final adventure for Beowulf Age of Heroes. Once we're done with this, we're going to be moving into a new campaign, which I have not yet announced, but will be soon, that will be featuring TariToons. That part is definitely the case. And I am assembling my players as we speak for this. That is also going to be launching, I believe, in January. A lot of stuff launching in January. We have the new, probably in the new year, either January or February, we'll be launching the new Eberron group, the new Infinity and Beyond group with Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. That's already been announced. We have Ghosts of Saltmarsh is coming to an end over the next few months, and that will be launching, relaunching with By the Dice Roll and my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library trilogy, so I'm excited for that, launching then. We have the new community D&D to go along with the Shadow Crew. We have a second community D&D session featuring our very own Prince Justin, an amazing set of 4 new players, Kathleen DeVere and Mur Lafferty and Darcy Little Badger, and of course the amazing Triffity Mats. That'll be happening in January. So we got a lot of stuff launching, and then this one that's launching in January as well. So a lot of new tabletop stuff coming up, which is great, and I can't wait for it. But first, we've got to finish this one, and so that starts today. A couple of quick notes here about ways to support the channel. If you haven't done so, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube. Thank you for all those who have subscribed over there. I really appreciate it. It's great to see. Let's keep that up. Discord is !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Blue Sky, !ArvSky, where you can follow me on the micro-blogging network of my choice with Blue Sky. Website for this, arvanellarun.com. More details coming on Gen GMs as well, my DMGM tip show with Zach Clay. That is also going on, so definitely make sure to check that out with Gen GMs. On the financial front, Arv Treon is the Patreon, where we're trying to build that up to triple digits by the end of the year. You can get cool stuff for yourself, including inspirations to help our players and cool stuff for the channel. You can also support us by subbing to the channel. That gets you those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. And of course, the shop, Arv Shop, the merchandise area. You can get cool swag for yourself and support the channel at the same time. On the publishing front, did a lot of publishing related stuff this weekend because I was up in Canada, in Ottawa at CanCon. What a lovely con. Really, really nice people. It was great to be able to hang out with a lot of dear friends up there. And I even got the chance to play. I got to break out my old Illuminati first edition Steve Jackson Games game from the 80s. And it held up. Everyone had a great time playing it. It was really fun. We got to bed too late on Saturday night, though. But hey, it's a con. That's what that's all about. So that was a lot of fun. I felt like panels went really well, and managed to sell some books even and stuff like that. So that was great. Great time. As always, it was great to go into a sane country. So anyway, that happened. But on the publishing front, Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library, that's my Tales and Tomes and the Forbidden Library that I just mentioned, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And of course, Greyshade, that's my Greyshade IP, Greyshade Renegade and Heretic, the Grey Assassin trilogy, available from Athos Arts. You can also get the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks. I have almost worked through the rough draft of Trent's recordings of Renegade, which is the next audiobook, and they're amazing, so that should be ready, and that will definitely be out by the end of the year. I would expect Heretic to come out shortly after that. Very excited to get those audiobooks out into the wild. Trent is such a good narrator, my goodness. So there's that. And then, of course, the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade from our very own Brandon O'Brien, coming from Alligator Alley Entertainment. Please pre-order that. That's coming in a couple of weeks as well. Very excited for that too. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important certainly these days, if as much as any other, to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, that's the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help, reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message. We'll do so for others in that situation in the future. Quick note on schedule, by the way, we're doing this tonight. Then Thursday, we will be back with the more Final Fantasy Tactics, Ivalice Chronicles. I'm going to do everything I can to start at a reasonable time this time when I get back from work. I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen, because I'm just enjoying the game too much to not do that, and I want to hang out with all of you folks. So that's happening. And then Saturday, I will have D&D with Infinity and Beyond as we continue with more of Eberron and the final season of Eberron Oracle of War, the final tribute. And then on Sunday, for the first time now we're still figuring out if it's going to be on this channel or GOG. I think it may end up being on GOG. But on Sunday, we will at 2 p.m., so a rare afternoon Sunday stream, is going to be a By the Dice Roll Dungeons & Dragons session as we continue with Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So very excited for that as we get back into that campaign. Then next Tuesday, we have the Patreon Field Chat Shows and Game of the Month. Please make sure to get your vote in for that. Yeah, I saw that. I'll fix that at some point today, Trivid. Yeah, thank you. So there's that. And was GOG. Yeah, I think it is GOG, but I'm just getting absolutely confirmed. So we've got that going on. So definitely check that out. Right now, Far Lone Sales is in the lead over Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer and Tales of the Neon Sea. But please double check that and see whether or not that works for you. And then next Tuesday, we have Expeditions Rome. I actually think is probably going to finish today, to be honest. I have a feeling. But if it doesn't finish today, it will definitely finish next week because we're that close to the end. And then we have got at 9 p.m. next Tuesday, we've got The Arvocalis with Citizen Sleeper 2. Very excited for that. That's rescheduled from today. I've got so much work. I had to move things around. So that's going to be happening next Tuesday. Wednesday the 29th is more community D&D. And Thursday the 30th, just a couple of quick notes that on Thursday the 30th, we have Gloomhaven. I'm going to be playing with Zach, our once a month Gloomhaven session. A perfect thing, I think, to lead us into Halloween. And Friday night, Halloween night, after I get back with the kids and from giving candy away and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to be streaming my annual Edgar Allan Poe stuff. So I'm very excited for that. I should mention, however, that I will not, in all likelihood, be streaming on November 1st. So annual reading of Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, just want to make that. So that's going to be happening on Friday the 31st, but I will not be here Saturday, November 1st in all likelihood, but the rest of November should come together fairly well, I think, as per normal. So you'll have a chance to see that. And I've made these adjustments on my calendar, but just a note about that. It's going to be a good time. I am excited for it. All right. That, however, is all going to be happening down the line. But now what's happening is our wonderful friend Tari. So I have unmuted myself so that she knows we are ready to go. And then I am unmuting her. And last but not least, we are going to go over to reveal to you. Dun, 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 dun. There she is in all her glory, as you can see, wearing a vest. We were commonly commenting about how awesome that is. So very excited to bring TariToons back into the fold as we begin our final Beowulf adventure, our final Beowulf campaign. How are you, Tari? It's good to see you. How's everything in your neck of the woods? How are you feeling? I know that everything's been great weather-wise there, just ducky.
Oh,
so no, how are you doing in general?
Besides being constantly rained on, doing pretty good. Weather is still shit here, as it is every fall in the Netherlands. So
is there a peak time in the Netherlands? Because it feels like every time I talk to you, like this was shit and this was also shit. Like, is there?
Well, you know? Greg, you need to understand. I'm a certified hater, so I.
That's fair.
No, actually, weather for me is because you would think spring would be my time here, but no, I also have hay fever.
Yeah.
So I just die in spring. I can't handle the heat in summer. Winter is just colder fall here. So we don't even get snow or anything because global warming. Apparently, they used to have winters here once upon a time.
What? Unheard of.
Yeah. It's a whole thing that apparently it used to be tradition to every year in winter to go ice skating on all the ponds and stuff.
T-Bank says time to move. Yeah, but see, she can't do that now, so she has no one to blame but herself. You got to blame her heart, you know.
Yeah, maybe one day I will move somewhere where I can see mountains when I look outside of my window. That's something that I really miss. over here.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be a big switch. Can't you just put a
Yeah.
little like a little sticker just on the window, just
Oh
just
yeah,
on the outside,
that will
like
be
look,
very
see,
authentic.
perfect. Like it is that though it's funny you mentioned that because when I was up in now that I'm back, the leaf colors are definitely changing as they should be here, and I love fall colors, the fall leaf colors. But man, obviously going north, they're more that way, right? So just like being up in Canada in the fall with the foliage, I was like, man. So I know that feeling rather than just looking out at the green. For me, looking out at beautiful leaves and forests is a big thing. So I hear you. We're just gonna have to put up with imagining the mountains in our game, Tari. That's what we'll
Yes,
have to do.
the mountains in our heart.
Right, exactly. Our heart is filled with mountains. It feels very
Yeah, that
poetic.
sounds like a really bad medical condition.
Yeah, that seems it's turning into the Seattle of Europe. 2 seasons, rain and more rain.
Oh, it's not actually all that rainy here throughout the year. Like the main thing is the wind,
It's the
and
wind.
that we don't get snow. So like
Imagine Chicago
sometimes
with dams. That's right.
I'm
And
gonna
windmills.
take your word for it.
And windmills.
Does it rain sand in Chicago? Because that's what we get here.
Rain sand?
Yeah, you said that the last time too. I mentioned that.
You live on Arrakis? What? Like
Yeah, because like weird weather shit. Like basically most of our rain comes from Africa.
That's right, you're right. I do remember reacting to this now.
It's like something Sahara sands get tangled up in the rain clouds and then it rains sand here.
Oh my god. Effect Life says favorite weather is late summer, 21 Celsius, light breeze, light cloud cover, which happens maybe once a week. 1 week a year rather. Yeah, I know. But like I say, most of all, it's good to be able to have you here in the fold with us as we are back into things. Who are you playing today as we begin this adventure?
Some character or another. No, I'm playing Genofifa, who has now barely survived her second outing as the leader of her troop.
Yes.
Still not fully on board with the whole thing of like stepping into Runsild's shoes and stuff.
Her boots, as it were.
So but she got to meet God now, so that's nice. Terrifying thing, but 2/3 of God seem to like her well enough, so
that's not bad. I mean, that's a decent,
Yeah, that's a passing grade.
Yeah, exactly.
And she made it out alive, so that's good.
And she did make it out alive, and she's now the dizzying height of level 5, by the way.
Oh yes, right. We need to roll for stuff.
Yes, we do. And you need to tell me what cool stuff you got.
Right. So I have a D8. So last time, or like the previous times we did it, that we both roll, and then I get to take the higher of the 2 rolls.
That's correct. Yes, which I will allow this time as well.
A D8.
And I will give you that recap in a minute. Effect Life, sure. Although there's a lot, there's too much. I'll sum up. I'll give you a very brief recap. When we after we're done with the hit point re-rolls and so on.
4. Okay.
4. All right. Well, right in the middle. Or.
Well. And now you roll?
Wait, what?
You need to roll a D8.
I need to roll a D8?
Yes, that's what we did.
You rolled and I rolled, huh?
Yeah. Okay, now roll in a way that I can see. Oh god. Okay, I'm taking mine. That's
I forgot that I was the other one who's doing it. That's why, see, there's some bad juju about that. There's some bad karma.
Ooh, I forgot. Does roll 20 automatically add the extra HP from the Constitution modifier?
It does not look like it did so here. No. So you should do that. So 4 plus your con mod.
So that is 7, which puts me at 42.
42. I mean, listen.
Which is the answer to the question.
Right? Of course you reach that as we head into the final adventure of this.
I was like recently thinking that I should probably reread Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy in English because I only ever read the German translation.
Okay.
And also when I was a teenager, so it's been a while.
Yeah. Same. I haven't read it since I was a teenager too, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but okay, so 42 hit points. I love that.
yes.
What any cool new stuff?
I get an extra attack now.
See, but see
Yeah.
now I was I was telling Tari, I was like, oh, this adventure is perfectly suited. Lots of strength tests, heavy combat.
Mm.
No, it's actually the opposite. This is going to be very much a test of Tari's considerable role playing skills. So it will be it'll be
Are we
based
doing
on
your
that.
weird house rule that the extra attack only applies on melee attacks, or?
No, 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 no,
Oh, okay,
no.
good.
You get 2 attacks.
Good, good, good. Because
Um,
that's a thing we used to do once upon a time.
That
And
is, that's true. But there was a reason that I had that in place that I think wouldn't apply now. Partly because 5e itself has made melee and ranged attacks a little bit more similar in the way that they operate with the new 2024 rules. So anyway, yes, no, the attack can happen
yeah, I don't know
for
the
that too.
24 rules.
Yep.
So
Yeah, generally better, although yeah, mostly better. Okay, so we've got that. We got the extra attack. That's great. And your followers are still with us. So a quick note for we finished last time, Effect Life, the Witches and the Worm, and we finished with Genevieve being able to defeat the worm. Which would have consumed the world if it were not eventually brought back to a sleeping or dead position. And so Genevieve was able to do that, and in the process also was able to help a lot of people in the land and help, as we said, the 3 witches, or God, with their problems, and helped 2 out of 3 of them. One of them did not work out. That was the one where it was like, get me my spear back. And the bandit said
hey,
no.
go fight a bunch of overpowered guys.
Yeah, and the bandit said no. And then and then the other 2, though, Genevieve was able to help. So it was a fairly extensive, actually, adventure. But Genevieve was able to do that, and that allowed the fog around the area that she had sailed to clear and allow her to get back home. And as a reminder, she was trying to come back home from the adventure before that, actually, Horror at Harrogate. And it was in the middle of that she basically got stuck, on the way home with this thing. So she's done that. So Genevieve now is back basically in her hometown. And I do want to ask quickly before we start up with today, if there's anything in particular that, and you can say no to this, but I'm just asking if Genevieve has anything that she wants to attend to now having returned home. And if you don't have anything,
we are in
that's
Xanten
fine.
now, right?
Say again. Sorry.
We are in Xanten now,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
So how much time has passed since we left those misty shores, and how much time has passed since we got back to Xanten?
So left the misty shores, probably I would say about 2 weeks, and back in Sunton for about a week, I would say. Before the
Now,
events we will
pen
relate
would
momentarily.
work. Session number 18 on the 21st of October 25. Yuki. I did my level up, so I can mark that off. Did we do the paying the crew yet?
I think I was looking at that. I believe so. You have right now about 10. Oh, actually, maybe not. You have 10 pounds of silver, which is a bit over 390 shillings. And I know that was reflecting the final amount of reward money that you got and everything. Hey, Tom.
I have.
So yeah.
Wait, I have 11.75 pounds of silver plus a chest of precious metals, where you didn't tell me how much that's worth, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's 11.75, then what I'm wondering is maybe you did pay your crew, and that accounts for why I have it listed as 10. Like, in other words, you paid down, like I have the after payment amount. And the precious metals chest, that I have to, I'm trying to remember where did you get that?
Ooh, right, I got a fancy new magic bow. I haven't marked that one down yet.
Yes.
Did I? I got the Ellerton. Who did I get that from specifically?
That would have been, I think.
Was it like given to me by the 3 sisters, or?
I believe so, yes. And it was,
nice.
But I'm trying to find the stats for it because.
It was a +2 hunting bow.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
I have it written in my notes. I just haven't put it in my character sheets because I need to do that manually. Can I just copy? No, I cannot. Would have been nice. Well, I would just like leave my old bow, my non-magic bow. So I'm just gonna overwrite that one because why the fuck would I carry 2 hunting bows? That makes no sense. Pipity. Oh, it's a stupid notebook could like stay open.
Oh, yeah, no kidding, right?
No, we are not talking about sessions from a year ago.
I noticed, by the way, that it looks like we will come to an end with this, if all goes well, right around the 2-year mark. We started playing in December 2023. So, which is not bad. 2 years is a, credible, decent amount of time. And having gone through, by the time we're done with this, we will have gone through, I think, 5 separate adventures, I want to say. So not bad. Not bad.
Very nice.
Okay, let me know when you've got that marked down, because I will mention the invocation that we need to do.
Oh, where do I? Is it +2 on attack or on damage or on both?
+2 on both.
On both. Very nice.
Both.
Both. Bows.
Both. Bows.
I'll be back in 1 second because I need a tissue.
Okay. All right. When Tari gets back, it'll be time for her to realize her doom. You see that creature in the back down there? So we begin the adventure with her facing down this creature. She must defeat it. I'm just kidding. So that big creature that's facing. So when Tari gets destroyed, hi, welcome back.
I
was
need to roll up a new character. Yeah?
I was joking about the guy on the background there that you see, that's on Twitch. Actually, I'll move you over there in Roll20 also, right here.
I have 2 screens, but
there you go. So
there's only so much I can put on there without being completely overwhelmed and distracted. So it's like character sheet, Roll20, chat, you, and Zoom chat.
Yes. Well, yes. I was just showing them the character that you're going to have to face. So it should be fine. You'll just start out facing that creature you see there on the screen on Roll20, and
oh, cool.
So
another
it'll be great.
Troll.
Yeah. Much bigger though, but no. I'm totally joking. That is not actually. You may or may not face that. Yeah, because a troll. But then if you would look down at the bottom, see how there's a ship right here.
And also 2 giant women.
Yes, well, the women maybe that's the movie poster from some other spot, but just for scale, just to give you a sense.
Giant woman.
It's this versus the 2 giant women. All right. So we got this. All right. Tari, are you ready? Is Genevieve ready for
no,
the invocation?
I'll just pass. You know, like how at old JRPGs, you often old like NES era.
Yeah.
They often start off, you talk to the king, and he's like, will you take on this amazing quest? And then you can just choose no.
Yeah. But then it just usually asks you again, are you sure? And then it does it again. It's like, yep.
There was one game, but I don't remember which, where the game actually ends then.
Oh, that's
where your character walks out the door, but I don't remember what that was.
There's I was just thinking about arguably the worst NES game of all time, which is also a role-playing game called Hide Lied, where it's something similar, except that you can't you say no and it just brings you back. It just loops, so it doesn't actually. So maybe she could win it over to become a pet. Yeah, well, that we will see if that happens. All right.
Ooh, I always wanted to have my own rock garden.
Please help inspire. Yeah, right. Okay, here we go. Listen. A solitary island, broad belted with sea, a pull to every oar to battle with barter. Scratas step swiftly from hand to hawker, sea-salted traders tally fat and treasure. Upon the isle, a great guardian rumbles, rankled and raging, its laws lost or lacking, benevolent in back times, now hrumphing hard hater, feuding full fated by tradition forsaking. Welcome everybody to Ear of Stone. I love the sea salted traders too. I'm a big fan of that. I think I actually read that one part wrong though. It's tally tat and treasure, not fat and treasure. Mostly because I was like, tally like tattoos. Yeah, I know. I was like, but tattoos, I guess. Anyway, all right. So, I don't know if you ever have to answer my question. If there's anything you wanted to do over that week of time, and again, I'm not making you do it.
I think she would mainly just. Probably she would be like asked everywhere to like recount her story.
That's very true.
And I'm imagining that like while hanging out, if like one of the other guys is with her there, that especially Ibn Mundir will like do like this amazing telling, and because he's a scholar, he knows he knows a word or two. And she's like being all like, no, it wasn't that amazing. It's like, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and you've gotten some notice as well from people who support the old ways. Whoop, did I lose you?
Yeah, I accidentally hit the cable with my foot, so I think it unplugged.
Oh, okay.
1 second.
Fortunately, this doesn't bother me this time because there's only one person on my Zoom call, so I don't have to rearrange every window in the history of mankind. Yeah, so while you're arranging it, I will say that there we go, you're back. So yes, there have definitely been those from the old ways who have wanted you to recount your encounter with the three witches. As you have pointed out, it is
would not call them witches.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing that as the narrator voice, but I'm aware that like from your point of view, from the Genevieve's point of view, and from the point of view of the old ways, there's sort of like you saw God, that type of thing. And so there have been more than a few people asking you about that. There are one or two of the folks who are sort of a little skeptical about it, but you get the impression that those are the ones that are more like heading towards the new faith and like, the church and all this sort of like newfangled stuff that you're not. Those are the ones who tend to be more skeptical of your
However,
story,
because of Ibn Mundi, and he is of the book, he would like still be able to give the whole thing a bit of credence.
Oh yeah.
Even if this wasn't God, it was still amazing.
Yeah. No, for sure. And the overwhelming reaction from people is sort of like wonder. You have managed to build, perhaps not surprisingly, a pretty good reputation as a hero for yourself, despite your uncertainty about the whole process. You've been able to build a lot of that. And in fact, for a few of those days after you get back, you're blissfully left alone to rest and recuperate for a few days. But then as the story starts spreading, more people start showing up and asking you for things. So you have things where people are coming up and they're like, my chicken has been lost for 3 days. Can you go find them? And like, my husband / wife / beloved / whatever has been, missing, and I'm not sure if they're sleeping around or if they just like got drunk at a tavern or if they're killed. Could you go find them? And like this kind of mundane stuff.
Find my goat.
Can you go find my goat? Yeah, exactly. Which is like on literally one time that happens, you like step out of your house and you look over to where their house is, and the goat's literally on the roof of the house because it's like a low sloping roof. So like things like this,
I think like at some point she would just like huddle herself up in her parents' house and pretend she's not home.
So that's right, because it's a little bit like Bilbo, right? To jump out of game for a minute, like I'm not home. Don't want any more distant relations. So, but there does come at one point there does come a knocking on the door about a week afterwards, and when you open the door, this is assuming you're, I guess, home briefly, let's say, or perhaps at your parents' home. But when you open the door, there is a very bedraggled looking woman at the doorstep. And this is not a familiar person to you. You know just about everybody in town, of course, and the villages surrounding it, but you don't know this person. And she looks bedraggled and sort of, I guess you would describe as sort of exhausted and also possibly grief-stricken, if you had to guess. There's a kind of sort of haunted, hollow expression in her eyes. She looks like a young woman, probably in her, early 20s, maybe even late teens. But despite this, she very much looks as if she's aged considerably over the last few months, that type of deal. And when she sees you, she bows very humbly and she says, I was told that I might find the hero Genevieve here. Is this true? Is that true? Her voice is a little ragged.
Yeah, she keeps hiding because she doesn't know what the woman wants yet. So
Oh, okay. So maybe
she's still pretending to not be home.
did her mom open the door then? Is that
Yeah.
okay? So so the mother, so you can hear that, and the mother says, "Well, I don't know where she is right now," and the woman says, "Oh, well, all right. I was just hoping. If you see her." Well, never mind. She's too busy. I'm sorry to have bothered you. And so she turns and starts to walk away, her head bent. And your mother sort of glances behind her at where she knows you're hidden behind the door edge, like looking around the edge of the door. And she kind of looks in your way and she raises an eyebrow as if to say, like, should I do anything?
I would like to think that Guy would come to the house right as the other woman, as a visiting
I'll buy that,
woman
sure.
would. And she might recognize him, and then ask him if he knows where she is. And he will just be like, "Oh yeah, she's at home."
She would not recognize that. I like that idea, except that she wouldn't recognize Guy. She's not from here. Otherwise, I love that.
Well, I mean, like from the story, you know.
Well, I guess okay. All right. I guess we could do it this way.
Oh, maybe she like turns to him and is like, "Don't bother, she's not home." And he's like, "Yeah, what are you talking about?"
Right. Yes. That makes sense because Guy sort of walks up and she sort
She's
of
just hiding.
Right, and walks up and the woman says and Guy sort of looks and anything wrong? And she says, "Oh, I was looking for the hero who lives here, but she's not home." And Guy says, "Yes,
right there,
behind the door." And then walks up, and the woman sort of turns slowly, and the door, of course, the front door is still open, so your mother is still standing there, and like Guy walks up and, "Someone to see you," and points a thumb over his shoulder at.
So if glances could kill.
Right, exactly.
Like Genevieve comes from around the corner and is like, "Yes, hello."
And she says, "Oh," and she turns around. Just for reference, chat, Guy is the one on the bottom right there, so you can see that Guy's awareness of whether or not someone would. I don't even know if Guy would notice the glance that could kill. Like that's his whole experience is like.
I think he just doesn't care.
Well, maybe I think it's right. He's like he's used to it, maybe. So she turns around and her eyes kind of light up a little bit, and she says, "Oh, you're the hero of Harrogate. I've heard about you. I was hoping you could help me, please." Your mom looks at you. Guy looks at you.
What do you need then, ma'am?
Oh, well, do you mind if I come in to talk about it? It's, I wouldn't want. And she kind of looks around a bit, like at the surrounding village.
Yes, come on in. And
Okay.
she shows her where she can sit and fetches her some water.
She comes in. Your mother brings her a glass of water, or a mug of water, I should say. Not a glass,
water?
not a mug of water.
Are we kids?
I was looking at my glass when I said that. A mug of water.
A cup. It would be probably a ceramic cup.
A ceramic cup. All right. A ceramic cup of water, and then kind of raises her eyebrow at you again as she walks past and leaves. Guy will sort of stay with his arms folded, like if you want him to, like in a chair at the side of the room, just sort of like listening in. And she says, well, after sipping her water a bit, she says, she doesn't say anything actually for a while, just kind of looking at you and kind of like, sort of like sort of reminding you vaguely of like a dog trying to see if it's okay to come forward and ask for food now, like. sort of just...
Well, I'm Genoveva. This is Guy. This here is my mother. My father isn't here currently. How may I help you? How may I be of service?
And she nods and she says, I'm sorry, and her hands, you can see her shaking a little bit as she puts the cup back down on the table, and she says, it's like this. You see, my betrothed, who's Canfar, he's a deckhand. Yeah.
Genoveva tries really hard not to roll her eyes.
Okay. That's good. Does she succeed? Do I need to have her make a constitution check?
Will save.
Okay, all right.
No, she succeeds.
Okay.
She's a very, very well-raised, well-behaved.
Okay. I feel like Runesild would not even have bothered this check.
Runesild would have told her to fuck off, probably.
Exactly. So she says,
tell me which monster to kill or shove it.
Yeah, who is this? I'm supposed. Where do I aim my sword? So she says, so Canfar, he's a deckhand from Hreodin, and he was supposed to join me, by the spring, and everyone else says that he never came, you see, and we're now well past summer into autumn, and everyone thinks that he's dead or he run off since he never arrived, but I know that's not true. I've read the portents. I've seen them, and I know he's alive, and he needs help. I know it. I believe it, and everyone else thinks that I'm crazy, and there aren't many heroes around, but everyone says that you're not only a hero, but you're kind, and you won't turn your back on someone who needs help. And, I want you to find him. I would give you, I have a little bit of gold that my ma left me. It's just one gold piece, but it's or one not gold piece, shilling. This would be. It's just 3 shillings, but I'd give you that. Also, I'm a good seamstress. I could tailor you some new new clothing, or she kind of trails off.
Do I get like a vibe from how far away she's come, like based on her accent and her clothes and stuff?
Definitely. So I'll answer that in sort of sideways way, because Hreodin, you were aware of the fact that Hreodin lies between Jutland and Sverland.
Wow, she's from far away.
Yes. So that's what I was going to say, in the easterly of these 2 straits that connect the Baltic and the North Sea. So she says that she comes from a neighboring island. She didn't say what the name was, but that means that she's traveled a long way, which may explain her bedraggled experience, because she had to go a long way to find somebody that would believe her. She tells you that she's basically been traveling for many weeks trying to find someone, and she basically has used up the rest of whatever meager money that she had to try to get by passage down until she finally arrived here.
You've come a really long way, haven't you?
Yes, I couldn't get anyone to believe me up where I lived, and there's not that many up there anyway, and I couldn't find anyone, but I can't give up on Kefar. I know who he is.
All right. First of all, you can stay the night here, obviously.
Thank you, but I can. And she like scrabbles at this money pouch, this tattered money pouch, and like pulls forth the single coin that she's got left, and she's like, if I pay you for this, then I wouldn't have any. I can sleep outside, so I can pay you for what you're about to do.
No, that's fine. You can stay here. By the way, what season are we having?
This is autumn. So she says that her betrothed was supposed to show up in the spring.
Yeah.
And didn't.
So, what makes you believe that he is not perished at sea or anything?
And she nods and she says, what happened was, when I went and I I paid a seer in one of the villages I came down, and she looked at the entrails of some birds, and she was able to show me. I saw it right there. That if he had been dead, well, they would have just burned up to a crisp when she was heating them over the fire. But instead, they just smoked, and that means that he's got to be alive, probably hurt, but still alive. He was a strong man. He was. He could do the work of any 2 deckhands. So I know from the portent, and I feel it anyway. Guy kind of like his gaze.
How long
flickers
ago
to
did you get that portent?
Oh, I've been traveling for, I suppose 3 weeks down here, and that would have been about a week ago. I had almost given up hope, actually, but I found her about a week ago, and then came down here. He was still alive 7 days ago.
We should go visit a friend of mine. And she like takes a minute to like think, can she call her a friend? Is it appropriate to call Rigmod a friend?
I was wondering.
Yeah, it's like we'll have a word with her.
And she says,
but
all
first
right.
of all, when was the last time you've eaten?
It's been maybe a few days. You can see she looks like.
And she like immediately gets up and rummages through the kitchen. Her mom probably too.
Yeah. In fact, as you get up, the mother has already emerged with like a tray of food, and sort of and puts down and sort of and says eat and the woman like gives you this like wide-eyed like, is this okay look.
Yes, this is okay.
And she as they say in the old stories, falls to with a will. And as she does this, Guy stands up and walks over to you and lowers his voice a bit, and he says, do you believe this portent? She probably just got her money stolen by some trickster in a village up north.
Well, I do generally believe in portents. Whether or not we can believe this one, I wouldn't know, because I don't know the person who did the alleged portent. So that is why I want to go see Rigmod and maybe get another one.
He nods.
Because so far she has not led us astray, so...
You want me to get her?
Oh, no. We are going to go to her.
All right.
You know how Alex are.
And he
has only half movement speed.
He gives you. Yeah, I was gonna say in the 1,000-yard stare of someone who may have helped her across much of land in a recent adventure. So she finishes her meal, and after she's, you offer to have her maybe rest a little bit first, but she's like kind of agitated. You can get the sense that she at least wants to feel like that everything's been decided or whatever before doing that. And so, assuming you're okay with this, you would then go off to find Rigmod. And Rigmod is currently in her home. Now, Rigmod's home is a very isolated place. It's sort of up on its own, almost on this little plateau. And it is usually has multiple things, herbs and bones of creatures and things like that hanging up and down like like Christmas lights in the modern world. Like her decorations are very different in the front and over her door. And when you walk up to the home from inside, you can hear singing some tuneless song. Clearly her voice.
Yeah. She just knocks on the door. Rigmod, are you home?
And you hear, and then there's this walking forward. You hear several like crunchings and things on the floor, like something like someone is walking over something. And then Rick Mod, I have put this on stream, by the way, chat, so you can see who we're talking about. Rick Mod opens the door, and you can see that behind her is what can only be described as a exploded. I don't mean that. I mean laid out on the floor as if some creature lay down and then just was deboned. You see a skeleton of some strange large bird. You can see the wings, kind of like the skeletal wings out behind it, but all of the bones have been laid in order, like almost like you took the bird itself and then just like, stripped it of everything and then laid it on the ground, and all these like bones are next to each other up and to the side. And she says, "Oh, well, you've come at a good time. Good time. Yes, I was just in the middle of doing a bit of research. You could..." And then she sees Guy behind. She says, "I don't know whether you'll find any interest in this." And Guy kind of just stares at her. And then behind the two of those, you and Guy, she sees this woman. And she kind of, "There's some... What is it?" she says to you, Genevieve.
Well, this here is, what's your name anyway? You haven't introduced yourself.
And she says, "Oh, I'm Cartesia," she says, kind of like looking...
Oh, yeah, that's a Danish name, Cartesia.
looking at, what, how can I put an accent over the E?
Sounds very Greek, Cartesia.
Maybe I should call her Cartesia. Maybe that would work. Okay. So she says that, and Rickman kind of looks at her and then looks at you, and all right.
And then she like tells her what she told her. And
she says,
and for the long and short of it, basically, I would like to read us another portent.
And Rick Mod nods, and she says, "All right, well," and she turns and sees the entire floor of her hut basically taken up by this other skeleton, and she says, "Let's do this perhaps in back of the home." And she comes out, and she, as she goes out, she reaches up with a gnarled hand and pulls down several bones and herbs and things like this from the front of the house, like just pulling them off the twine, more or less, and gathering together. And she says, "Oh, I'll need this." And she says, and she looks over at Guy, and she waves at him, and Guy kind of like looks at you and then walks over a few steps, and she starts loading him up with like, "Oh, we'll need 3 of these," and like, so eventually he's just holding a whole freaking like armload of skulls and herbs and everything. And then she walks around to the back and says, "All right then, well, come on." And he kind of staggers after her almost, with, weighed down by this stuff. And Cartesia looks at you and kind of like raises her eyes, like sort of almost like a nervous, "Is this okay?" type of thing.
Yes. She just like waves her over. It's like, "Come on then."
Okay, she follows. And when you get to the back, you can see that there's a whole small little area that's been dug behind the house, almost like a shallow, it's not really deep enough to be considered a pit, but it's like a sort of a depressed area in the ground that's been dug out. And you can see multiple scorch marks as if there have been fires there before. And she comes over and she says, "All right, hand me this." And she starts asking Guy for different things. But like, she asks him like, "Hand me the skull of the this." And he sort of gives her this weird look, and she's like, "It's the big one with the And so she has to start describing it physically, like, and he sort of hands her skulls and everything. So it takes her a good probably half hour to sort of assemble all of this again. And when she's done, you can see that there is this strange spiral pattern that she's put into the ground of bones. Basically just a spiral of bones leading in, and then in between the spiral, so like spiral, and then in between the lines of the spiral, she has sprinkled a series of these herbs. And in the very middle, she has a little bit of built-up herbs of some kind, and she says, "All right, now someone needs to light this fire."
Yeah, Kid of FIFA just like reaches for just like it's basically where do you keep your fire steel and things?
And she says, "It's inside," and she kind of hobbles around and then brings it back, hands it to you. This sort of what looks like sort of a primitive version of flint and tinder might be.
A more primitive version than flint and tinder.
Yeah, well, it's rough. I mean, like, it definitely is not something that was like designed for the portable adventurer. Like, it looks like something that's been just enough to sort of make it work.
Okay.
But so she hands it to you, and it takes a little bit of doing, but you get a few sparks going. And as you do so, when you sort of light it, there's a moment she says, "Well, don't just stand there," because it is starting to burn super fast and spiraling around towards where you were standing when you were lighting. So
jumps away.
Okay. So when you jump out of the way,
Hop.
as the flame burns around and around and around in between the lines of bones, and when it gets to the outside edge, basically from where it started, there is a moment where you're watching this burn. Everyone is sort of watching this burn, and then it gets to the last bone or to the end, where it's just touching the bone. And when it touches that, there is a crackling sound, and suddenly all of the bones in the spiral begin to shake and quiver. And Guy sort of like takes an almost imperceptible step backwards from this as they're all sort of doing this, and Rick Mod is, chuckling as usual. Okay, yes, all right, yes. And then she, as they're quivering, she walks up, and there's, of course, smoke coming from where the burning happened, pays no attention, just walks through the smoke, and kind of leans down, and she tilts her head as if she's listening, and the bones are... And then she turns to the woman, and she says, "Do you have something of your betrothed?" And Cartesia sort of blinks. And then she reaches into that same money pouch that I mentioned before, the ragged money pouch, and she draws forth this incredibly bedraggled, it might have been a ribbon once, maybe, but it looks all broken down, and she hands over the ribbon, and she says, "It's all that I have of him right now." And Rick Mod says, yes, like barely listening to that, and just grabs the ribbon and brings it over to the quivering bones, and she waves it through the smoke coming from that's still rising from the ground, and then she lowers it onto the quivering bones. And as you watch, Genevieve, the item that she drops at the edge of the bones begin to quiver in such a way that the ribbon is bounced. At first you think it's random, but then as you watch, is bounced all the way back around the bone spiral this time towards the inside of where we started. So it burned outside, she puts it on the bones, and it makes its way to the inside. And when it gets all the way to the inside, it reaches the middle, and then there's a mighty one last quiver of bones, and then they all fall inert, and the ribbon slowly drifts down onto one of the bones. And Rick Mod nods and stops laughing. And she turns around and she says, "Your beloved is still alive, but is," kind of narrows her eyes, "in great danger. He is," it's like she's working through what this means, "imprisoned imprisoned somewhere far away. You will have a hard time finding him, but he is thinking of you even now. And Cartesia puts a hand to her mouth, and you can see like sort of tears sort of forming around her eyes, and she sort of chokes back a sob. And Rickmod says, "They'll need to find him soon, or he won't last." And Cartesia sort of just sinks to the ground, and is silent. And Guy, who has now done the same imperceptible step back about 3 times, but Guy, from his sort of looks at you, kind of exchange a glance with him, and he kind of looks over at you like, as Triff had said in chat, "This seems bad," as if to say.
Yeah. Far away? Just how far away are we talking?
And Rickmod shrugs. Far enough. Far enough that you wouldn't find this person, at least visible. They might be... She kind of pauses. A cave? A tunnel? Below ground? A tomb? A barrow? Then she trails off. Not on the land. And then stops.
A cave that is not on the land?
No, a cave or a tunnel or a tomb. Something not here, or at least not above ground.
Oh. Cartesia, do you know where your betrothed was supposed to go during the summer?
Oh, yes. He would often do some of the trade work from Hreodan, and would come down all the way up and down the Whale Road to trade with other villages. That was what he did. He normally did that, and he'd be gone for a month at a time. This next time that he came back, that's when we were going to be married. She kind of lowers her head.
Well, do you know if he was going east or north or west?
He was going to Hreodan.
I thought you were from Hreodan?
She was from a neighboring island, not Hreodan,
but
near Hreodan. Yeah. And I should mention, by the way, that you have definitely heard of Hreodan as a very far away, but it's sort of a trading hub. But you've never heard great details about it. There are, it's one of those places that people will say things sort of like, I'm not going to go as far as Hreodan, like sort of this, like, it's always this sort of punchline to no one would ever go that far. But it's like the last civilized, in quotes, real civilized area that has trading. You do know, though, that because it's so far, it does sometimes have unique goods that it can send down to villages which are closer to you.
So I need to stop thinking about the geography behind this stuff, because nothing is gonna add up.
Yeah.
It's real world geography.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just like, okay, so we are talking like Baltic Sea around this area. No, I need to stop
Yeah,
that.
not quite the same time. But it is fair to say that the distance is right. The fact that it would be a good haul.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to Hreodan then.
And the woman looks up, like, you're good. You'll go. You'll try to find him.
Well, it sounds like he needs help, so.
And Rickmod sort of chuckles, and Guy says, "That's her job." And the woman sort of like sort of just tears fill her eyes, and she comes over to you and clasps her arms around your knees. Is like, thank you, and then immediately is like pulls back, and then immediately is like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And as you look down at her form, you can see she looks awfully thin. Like through her tattered clothing. This is someone who's been up against it for a while.
Well, I guess we'll set out tomorrow then.
And she says, and she's just like, she's just overcome. She just sort of weeps. And Rickmod sort of hobbles over to you and says, this is far away, but when we get there, it will be farther still. Will you be ready? And she kind of.
Well, we have literally been to a place that doesn't exist so far, so I'm sure it can't be further away than that.
And she nods as if that's exactly the answer that she would expect. And she says, all right, Guy, help me clean up. And Guy sort of like, Guy looks at you and like the helmet in the picture rises slightly, as if in a long-suffering way. But he does go over and clean up, which is good, Tari, because that's going to give us a chance to do our portent.
Yes. Oh God, what do I roll again?
Portent time. All right, let's get this.
Portent time.
Let's get this
Very
going.
important.
Very important that we get a portent. All right. Very appropriate, actually, since this is
Peanut butter portent time. Peanut butter portent time.
All right, so let's get since it has been a little while.
So while you are looking that up, like Fifa would look at all the work that Guy has to do. Like, well, you're welcome to come over for dinner if you want. We'll be at my place.
And she, you say to Rickmod or to her? I didn't catch that.
No, to Guy. Because he's going to be busy for like an hour at least, right?
Yeah. So would you say that you can come over for dinner? Like, Guy turns to you already, like holding up a pile of like burned bones, and is kind of like, fine, and walks past you. And Rickmod sort of cackling says, I'll look forward to it too. Portents are hard work. She cackles as she hobbles after him. Okay. Found the details. I'm going to switch my glasses to make it easier for me to see all this stuff.
Rickmod, are you coming as well?
And Rickmod says, I will, but first I'll need to make some preparations. I'll need to make sure that I have a sack full of what I need. Perhaps Guy can help me put it together. And Guy,
how much time do you need for that?
The door, as she says that, the door behind Guy seems to slam more than you might have expected. Anyway. She says, I'll be able to do it in an hour or two. If there's no food left when I arrive, that's fine.
I meant for tomorrow, but yes, you're also welcome for dinner, of course. No, I meant for a trip.
She says, I thought we would be off again soon, so I'm more or less ready to go. That's why I was doing the work in there. I was planning our road.
I see.
And she says, with this portent, smash cut. Whoops,
very much like road planning, as she like takes a look over her shoulder into the room.
At like the
looks
broken
at the chaos
down
of bones.
Yeah, exactly. This weird wing thing. Yeah.
Right. Then we'll meet you after breakfast tomorrow at the harbor, I suppose.
And she nods, and cackling goes inside the hut. Hi, Prince Justin. Yes, the Whale Road. We are at Whale Road time. Whale. If it is
whale.
So, okay. Here we go with the portent. We're gonna go with that, right? Okay. So, first half of the portent. So you are going to roll 1d4, which will tell us what we're looking at.
That's a 1.
A 1.
I have the wrong character selected.
That means
this one.
Oh yeah, do Genevieve's one. Otherwise, it's the wrong portent. It's Runesilds. Then it can't have that.
Do you actually want me to reroll?
Yes. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
I know bad juju when
Still
I see
a 1.
it. See? Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, it was not like bad or worse, but I just wanted to be hers. Okay, so this is adjective, which means we need to roll up 2 adjectives to form the first part of the couplet. So I would like you, please, to roll 1d6, and then you're going to roll it again. So 1d6 first.
That's a 1.
A lot of ones today. Okay, and then one more 1d6.
4.
A 4. Okay. So that word is weary.
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 Yes. What color is that?
I'm sorry, say again.
What color is that?
That is red, so I will take that
shoot.
inspiration point. Put that in my pool, just right there, just because we need it. Okay, now another adjective, so we're going to do 1d6 again.
Yes. That's a 4.
4, okay. And one more d6, please.
5.
Ah, that's more like it. Close sewn. So CLOSE-SEWN. So weary, close sewn, and that is, you'll be happy to know, a
Green.
follower inspiration
Oh,
point.
blue.
Blue.
Blue. I love when I get to use my pretty pastel text markers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
One inspiration point that. So weary,
Another
close sewn.
4.
Okay, so there's that. And then we do the second half of the portent. And the second half of the portent will be, so again, you're going to roll 1d4 to figure out what we've got.
That's a 4.
Okay, so that is noun for the second one. All right, noun. Lovely. Okay, so now you were going to roll please, 1d6.
Poo-poo.
Now. You're going to roll 1d6. 2, okay.
2.
And another d6.
Another 2.
Funeral.
Oh boy.
And I'll take that inspiration point.
Oh, that's not good.
That was red.
That is not good.
Funeral.
Oh, let's save this guy from near certain death.
What
by
could
the way,
go
the
wrong?
tarot says funeral.
Weary, close sewn, funeral, what? Garb? Well, let's find out. Okay, second noun. So again, 1d6, please.
A 3.
Lovely. And one more.
5.
Okay, that is blue, and that's salt water.
Salt. Oh God, that's terrible. That's an awful portrait, Greg. Why?
Weary, close sewn, funeral, salt water. I don't know what would be the case. Oh, and right, I realize that I need to also
take you to a watery grave.
Okay.
I don't know in which times and cultures this specifically has been a thing, but like there's this whole old thing of like if somebody dies at sea, like on a ship, that you will sew them into a piece of sailcloth, right, before you throw them overboard. So that's what I'm imagining now. Like, oh no.
Also, the picture is of an albatross, so that should be fine. No, just kidding. God damn it! Every negative possible. Okay. Right. All right. So we have got. Let's see. It was. All right. So 1, 4 was weary, because I have to make sure I note the numbers.
Why would it be an albatross?
Albatross is.
Those don't live anywhere near Europe.
But
like
they're
not even remotely close.
But they're a big
everywhere
sailor.
but Europe.
But they're a big anti-sailor thing. Like you don't want an albatross. That's why. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't fit in terms of climate, but they definitely are a big bad luck to have an albatross. That's where the phrase "an albatross around my neck." Like if you saw an albatross, it was very bad news. And
I have not heard that one.
Yeah.
Probably on account of there not being any albatrosses anywhere near where I live.
That's true. That's probably fair.
I might have seen one at a zoo, possibly. I wouldn't remember.
Close sewn. 4, 5. Okay, so that's close sewn. All right, and then we have, let's see, funeral.
So everybody gets 2 inspiration except for me. Outstanding.
That's true. Yep, you have to do it on your own. Okay, 2, 2, so that is funeral.
But maybe it's going to be another situation like with the last one, where it's like, oh, I rolled so well and I got so many inspirations. And then there was a thing with the adventure where it's like, nope, everybody gets one.
Oh God, that was yeah.
That was so mean.
It was. I felt myself a little bad about that one. Okay, the salt water, right? So weary close zone. Close zone. And funeral salt water. Oh man. Good times. Okay.
For everyone but me.
Okay, so there we go. All right, player 0 inspiration points. You've always got chat that can help you out. You know, if they feel like doing it. Remember, chat can always jump on board. You have a chance to become the rhyme of the ancient mariner.
So that the other groups can be angry that I took everybody's chat inspirations.
Exactly.
Again.
I agree. Effect Life Weary and Funeral is going to be interesting. And yeah, Prince Justin, right? I love this setup as well. Prince Justin quotes the Tom says you have the chance to become a Klabautermann.
Oh, beim Klabautermann. That's like
What's that mean?
think
Sorry,
of it
give
like
me
a ship spirit,
okay.
so to speak. It's like a thing from like Germanic quote unquote like seafaring.
Oh.
Where it's like not entirely clear what a Klabautermann actually is. Could be like a gnome type thing or a spirit or, you know, like something really vague. But like it's said that it's like causes evil and mischief on board. And like if something goes wrong and people think the ship is cursed, it's a Klabautermann basically.
That's the famously upbeat Germanic, sea tales. That we
Well, it is also related to the word kabouter, which is just a garden gnome.
Oh,
Dutch,
well, then that's
so...
fine. Maybe you're guarded by a garden gnome. That's fine. And Prince Justin quotes...
A guarding gnome, one could say.
I see what you did there. Prince Justin says, from the rhyme of the ancient mariner, every tongue through utter drought was withered at the root. We could not speak, no more than if we had been choked with soot. Ah, well a day, what evil looks had I from old and young. Instead of the cross, the albatross about my neck was hung.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Very nice.
Weary, close sewn, funeral, salt water, Genevieve, things were bad. And then she realized, okay. Shut up, Dad. I don't know, I was trying to think of other rhymes. Right, okay, so.
Well, it's a rhyme of the mariner, so.
Ancient, yeah. Right, okay. So we have done that.
So who wrote that?
Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is Longfellow, I think. It's either Longfellow or Coleridge. I never remember.
I don't know who I
Coleridge. Haha, I got it right. Secondarily right. Coleridge. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Possibly in the midst of one of his opium-induced dreams.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got that.
And if you want to see opium on one of these streams, you can go back to our Sherlock Holmes to choose your own adventure.
That's right, where opium actually figures. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the crew and the ship is prepared now. The over the last week or so, your ship has been, which actually more or less was in pretty decent shape. I mean, it had to be like, weather treated, and they did all these other things to kind of fix it up. But it was not like damaged terribly or whatever leading up to this. And the crew is feeling fairly good about you because you rewarded them fairly handsomely the last time.
Right. We didn't figure that out, how much I paid them and how much was in the chest of precious metals.
That's right. I actually, you know what I think it is? I think that the chest of precious metals, I think we talked about the possibility of you giving them the chest because it solved you having to figure out what it cost, and it was also a very rich reward. But we cannot do that if you want, but that I think is one thing we discussed. I will tell you that it's not like you're giving them you're not giving them 10 times the amount they would normally. But it is a little bit of a boost. It's an extra tip,
So I stay with 9.75 pounds of silver.
Let's round it up to 10. So 10 pounds of silver.
I'm not gonna argue against that.
Let's round it up to 10. And then, but you've used up the chest on them. The good news, though, is that they are very, very, they're very happy with you. And they've actually, you can see that when you get up to it, that they have done as a bit of a surprise. The captain sort of has this grin on his face. And when he turns around, you can see that the figurehead at the front that they've added, which was, I believe, let me go down and look at the ship for a second because I know I have this. Wait a second. The strong tree. So figurehead is these oak leaves with a stag head in the center, but they've added these spectacular antlers to the top of the stag head. So they've basically like increased the complexity and the amount exactly of the stag head. So the strong tree has never looked more badass and stronger, you said. And everything has been sort of, sanded as it's supposed to be and looks all ship shape.
Wait, the strong tree?
Is what I had as the name of the ship, yeah. The strong tree.
No, it's the otter. I'm dead sure the ship's name was the otter.
Why did I call it the
are you
strong
mixing up your games?
Oh,
Maybe?
no, I found it. I'm sorry. It is the otter. But I did have, for some reason, a second name, which was the strong tree. That might have been the original. You're right. It is the otter. I found that. But then... it has
an otter as
okay, so the strong tree had the old one. So then the otter is what had the picture. So you notice then that the otter is the front. You can see that the whiskers of the otter have been finely have been sort of like inlaid with some of it. And in fact, you wondered a little bit if there maybe some of the little bit of the money from the chest was used to make some of this happen, maybe. But the captain and the crew looks very pleased with themselves and sort of excited to see whether you're going to like what they did, having made it this way.
She does like it.
This one or the otter, very cute. I see what you did there, big boss. And also, I should say that you also see there as well, looking much better than the last time you spoke to her, Fenoifa, who is the daughter of a lost crew member. You may remember you lost a crew member, but she became a part of the crew. So Fenoifa now is one of the ones who apparently she was responsible for detailing, she suggested the whiskers thing and adding some of that to it. So she's particularly excited to see if you're going to like it.
By the way, what about that one girl we basically rescued? Was that Brynda?
Yes, but I think you left her on the island. You gave her because you gave her...
No. I mean from Harrogate. The girl who was living alone in that completely rotten down house, and we were like, yeah, you can't stay here, you're gonna die next winter.
Yes, but that's
she's still on the crew, or does she now live in Sun?
She lives, well, now that's the thing. I wondered whether you would I seem to remember that you'd put her together with the guy who was the head of the monastery and the boy that lived with him. Is that not true? You took her with you?
No, she said she didn't want to go. That's why I offered her to join my crew instead, because she didn't want to go to town.
She didn't want to go to town. That's right.
Monastery.
Yeah. So I would say that...
But it was a question, was she gonna join the crew permanently now, or was she gonna just move to Xanten? Basically become one of the handmaidens in the castle or something.
And
there is no castle. There's a longhouse.
So yeah, longhouse. She has moved to Sundon. If you want, you probably could get her to come with you as part of this crew.
No, I was just wondering.
But yes, that would be the case.
If she wants, she can be part of the crew. But that's her decision.
Basically. Yeah, that's right. Because I have
multiple. Was it Brynda? I'm not sure.
You've helped a lot of people in this. And I think that was probably Brynda. Because back in Harrogate...
That's the issue, because I often just write down the character names and not who they are or where I met them.
Yeah, I have, different ones, the different, the merchants and this one's, but Fenoifa is the one that was the most notable reminder to me about the crew member that had wanted to stay with your crew.
I got the broken gem from the little boy at the monastery, and then the session after, we went to the house. Went up north towards Harrogate, stopped at the house.
I remember exactly
and
who
we
she
got
is. Yeah.
the blade pendant from her.
I remember exactly who she is. I would say,
yeah.
I would say probably that again. She could be convinced to go, but if you're not going to push it, I think she'd probably stay. Would be my thought.
But yeah, she would have made sure that she would have gotten a place to stay.
Yeah. That she definitely
stuff.
has. In
And
fact,
a roof over her head that isn't leaking and about to collapse.
in fact, she's probably not all that far from where Rickmod lives, because Rickmod is a little bit off on her own, and probably that's something that Brenda feels a little bit more comfortable with.
No, you know what? She would have offered her to take over her job that she used to have it under the king before she became an adventurer.
Right.
Because she was basically a handmaiden in the king's hall.
Okay.
But then Runsild died and was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna take Runsild's job now.
Right.
So.
Yeah, she could do that.
Well, she has not been knighted. I might add that.
Not yet.
The king has not officially made her of her court of his court of warriors, which is bad. Not that Runsild ever was, but
I mean,
Runsild just kind of lived there.
Making a quick note for myself. Okay.
Is knighting even technically a thing? That sounds like way later.
Yeah, no. But
I know that knights would have been a thing, but
not the ceremony as such.
Yeah.
But there would have been a ceremony about sort of making you into a it wouldn't have been like a blood oath, but sort of like in the retinue, it was more than just a oh yeah, you're serving me now. Like there'd be a whole ritual as a part of it and everything. Which, by the way, was sometimes reflected in things that would happen at the, to use the Nordic example, the Althing, the gathering of people.
Yeah, that's also a thing in ancient Germany.
Yep. So that at the Althing,
it's like a general Germanic thing.
Yep.
That's where we got our name for Tuesday from. Dienstag.
Oh, really?
The Tings Day.
Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. Yes, Genevieve has been back to her home court. She wasn't for the last 2 adventures because she, had a little bit of something funny happened on the way back home, basically. But she has been since she took over from Runsild, since she became.
Yeah, but also in this week she would have gone to the king and obviously told him what has transpired and everything.
Yep.
Because he deserves to know. And also now before setting off again, she would have also let him know.
That I'm doing this. Yep. No, absolutely. The king also, by the way, I should say, we don't need to role play this out, but the king does also mention that he had noticed that that trading from Hreodin had dropped to almost nothing. Now, again, Hreodin's very far away, but it was one of those things that you regularly would get shipments, not often, but regularly, and those regular shipments have not happened for a while either. So, for whatever that's worth. It's
kind of funny because I used to play a lot of Patrician 2 back in the day, if you know that game.
I know of it, but I never played it.
Okay, but out of all of the towns you could do trade with, Riga was the one that was always in trouble. Never enough food, the furthest fucking away.
I see.
And really thinking of Riga currently.
Yep. That's funny. Yeah, that's true. Actually, there's things like that in the game Warlords. There was this one city that was always really hard to defend. Anyway, that's cool. I really like Warlords. Underrated game. Okay. Right. So the ship is prepared. The portent ringing in your ears, and let's remind everybody.
Tent, one could say.
Weary, close-sewn, funeral saltwater. What could go wrong? Warlords 1. That's what I'm talking about. I've talked about this on stream before. Warlords 1, where I would go to the one island, in isolation. If the entire rest of the land was taken over, I would just do my own Napoleon game and just go up to this island and be like, this is mine now. And love me some Warlords 1. I haven't I haven't played that in 20 plus years, but I loved it back in the day. Okay, so, right. Portent's done the thing with the stuff and the business. Okay, so now we have to think about these challenges. So.
Wait. Ammo. How many arrows do I get to start out with?
Oh, that's a good question. I
think usually we went at 20.
I would say, yeah, but because this is a longer trip, I would say that you should think of it as 30.
Okay.
Let's say 30.
Can I also carry 30 arrows? That's quite a lot.
No, but I would think about it a little bit like a spear, in that one of your followers could carry the extra 10 arrows. That's not too much.
Because what are arrows if not tiny spears with feathers glued to them?
Exactly. You always have a spear. You always have little mini spears.
Yes.
Or Britney Spears.
They never specify the size of the spears that
you have Britney Spears. You have all kinds of spears.
Oh, very nice.
She's at the edge of the ship. My loneliness is killing me. Anyway, nowhere else, chat, will you get people playing a Beowulf game quoting "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time" from Britney Spears. Anyway, okay. So since we have created this, all right, let me get the number. So it was a 1, which is weird, and then 4, which is this. Okay. Lovely. All right. The first couple of days, the ship, as you're sort of moving along, at least initially, the water seems fairly calm and still, despite your concerns about what's going to happen, as you sort of move your way up the whale road, and the ominous portent. At least initially, everything seems fine. You don't find any particular issues with other ships getting in the way, or any like monsters coming to encircle the ship, or anything else that you ran into in previous adventures, at least not to begin with. Oops, she did it again. Exactly. As you're moving along, on the evening of the second day, the whole crew is out on the deck, and it's a beautiful moonlit night. There's actually excellent visibility on the water for nighttime, and for this time of year, the water is surprisingly calm. And as the ship is making its way through the water rather quickly, you can see standing at the front your followers, and Guy is sort of standing looking out at the water, and then he sort of like lifts his head a little bit, you can see from behind him, and he points, and then he says, "Over there, there." And you're sort of in the middle of the deck, Genevieve, so you can't totally see what he's looking at yet.
Yeah, she gets up and goes to see what he's pointing at.
So when she goes out, you just see the kind of faintly kind of glowing from the reflection of the moon off the waves, the sea. You don't see anything else. And he points and he says, "It was there, you see?"
What was there?
And he kind of looks at you, and his eyes are wide in a way that they're not usually. And he says, "It was a silver fish glowing, light glowing off of the scales." And there's a crew member close enough that can like hear you, and the crew member is like they're all looking at each other. Yeah.
To be fair, we would have seen glowing waves. That's a thing in the whale road.
That's right.
Actually, glowing waves.
Right.
I've seen them myself.
They're
that's very beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's not the glowing. I mentioned even shimmering waves, but it's not the waves.
Yeah.
It's the fish part. The fact that the fish leaped out of the water supposedly and was shining, like silver shining, and was glowing. And Guy sort of like looks around at everybody and sees that everyone's kind of giving them this look like, and he says, "It leapt out of the water and it moved its tail that way." And he sort of indicates that it sort of, as it flipped in the water, jumped out, it sort of flashed its tail, its shining tail, in the direction of where you're going. And Rickmod, who is not far away, says, "This is why it was important that you helped me. Now the gods have smiled upon you." And he kind of gives her this wide-eyed look.
Not a death glare.
Yeah, no, this is kind of a
for
like,
the heresy.
What? Yeah. Guy has been marked by fate. And so what that means is that one time during this adventure, you may re-roll your d20. So once during the adventure, you can re-roll the d20 of Guy.
Nice.
Unlike, some people like Steven Seagal was marked for death, but Guy is marked for fate.
That's a reference I do not get.
Oh, there's
Wait,
a movie.
marked for what?
There's an action movie.
Marked by fate, you said, right?
That's right, Marked by Fate. There's an action movie called Marked for Death with Steven Seagal.
Ah.
Okay, so make a little note. Okay, right, and all these. I have all the. It's all blah 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 spent, because from the last adventure they were all, but not anymore. Now they're all back. All right, so Guy. Okay, Marked by Fate.
Oof.
Great. Okay. But it certainly doesn't seem ominous, just sort of surprising, startling, basically.
Oh, yeah. Nothing ominous here. Nothing ominous ever happens to us, ever.
Nope. It always goes exactly the way that one might hope. Okay. Let's see. So we've got that. All right. Okay. So that was the first one. The second one, which is 4 and 5. Okay, so that's okay. On the second day. Sorry, we already had the second day. On the third day of travel, I should say, as you're making your way up, maybe like might be halfway now on your way up to Hreden. There is a sense of sort of the waves are sort of shaking and moving and beginning to spike and in the way that you would expect maybe from the whale road this time of year. But you can see that the captain comes to you and with a low voice says, "Storm's on the way. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to land in time enough to avoid it, but just sailing through the middle of it probably isn't going to help us."
Right. In that case, everyone, make sure everything is tied down well, yourselves included, and hold on for your dear lives.
The storm rages and the sky flashes. Lightning flashes from cloud to cloud, and soon it's upon you. Like the ship itself is sort of like being tossed about. Now, Rickmod looks over to you and says, "Sometimes the will of the gods can be seen in something like this. If I'm allowed to go to the front, perhaps I could interpret." Now, there's a mechanical thing to
my
this.
guess.
Well, before you say that,
Oh.
I want to give you a little warning about it.
Uh-oh.
So, you can choose one of your followers, and Rickmod's the one who's offering, to try and interpret what the storms mean. They would need to make an intelligence check, and on a success, they would gain the Pattern of Heaven gift. So I will tell you that the Pattern of Heaven means that at a certain point in the adventure, there's a powerful sense of foreboding, which if you activate the follower, you can change the result on a d20 rolled by anyone, not just the follower, to any result you want.
Ooh.
So from 1 to 20. You could do that once.
Oh god, that one dice card from Munchkin.
Yep.
I don't know what it's called in English.
I know, but I know what you're talking
in
about.
German. Oh, to any result, 5 billion.
Any result. That's right. Any result. However, there's a massive drawback to this,
Yes.
Genevieve. If they roll a 1 on this intelligence check, they are struck by an errant lightning bolt and are slain.
Ooh, yeah, no. In that case.
It's only on a 1, though. I mean, what could go wrong?
Considering the current luck we are having and the portent we've been given and the whole funeral bit. No.
Can you make an enemy fumble? Yeah, any D20. Any D20 rolled by me or Atari. Anybody. The power. The absolute power. The absolute power.
Yeah, no, I'm not risking.
Awaits you. Okay.
Yeah, no. Not happening.
So
I know my dice karma. This is not happening.
so you just tell Rickmod, you're like, no. Like, basically?
Like, maybe get down here and put the rope back around your waist.
And Rickmod sort of says, All right. Visions are lost, though. Visions are lost. And she kind of shakes her head and mutters to herself as she goes back down into the ship towards the safety.
We already got an incredibly terrible portent for this journey, so I don't want to load on to that. Thank you. Like, how much worse could it possibly get? And I don't want to find out.
Okay. So the storm does pass without incident. Otherwise, it's a good thing that you stopped and rode it out rather than trying to just power through. And when the next day comes, although the water is still choppy, the weather is much better and there's good visibility. So another 2 days pass without incident, and probably about, you would guess, a day and a half away, maybe just a day away. We have the last of these challenges that arises. Let's see. So this is... okay, yeah. And loving it. Okay. Okay. Now, this strange luminescence that we just were referring to before, this strange luminescence is still has been a thing every night, sort of unusually luminescent, even more than normal. And on the last night, I want you to choose one of your followers to be acting as the lookout for the crew when something specific to this luminescence happens. Now, I can't tell you whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, but there will be something associated with the luminescence. Maybe both, but there's something associated with the luminescence that's going to happen to one of these followers that you choose.
Glowing eyeballs.
How did
get
you know?
a bag of those glow-in-the-dark plastic stars that like you can tape on the ceiling of a kid's room.
Or they're all wearing the glow stick things that you can bend.
Oh
to go
yeah,
around
we are
your
having
wrist.
an impromptu rave here on this boat.
Exactly.
It was glow stick.
Techno twister.
God, the image.
Dance till you can't. Dance till you can't.
Oh, I'm just like imagining Rickmon as like a DJ, like with headphones.
Doing this, like at night, with the one headphone off too, like. Oh man.
Oh god, hyper. Right, sorry, luminescence. What was the question?
So the question is, something's going to happen with this luminescence. I need you to pick a follower that this will happen to. Could be beneficial, could be detrimental, could be both. It won't involve them being slain, I'll tell you that.
So it's nighttime again, right?
It is nighttime again, yes. This has been 3 evenings, not consecutive, but 3 evenings.
Let's say Ibn Ghalib.
Okay. So Ibn Ghalib is on the deck of the ship, sort of towards the prow. When and this is, as I say, maybe about a day out or something like that, he comes back to you and comes to you and wakes you up, Genevieve, and says, I'm sorry to bother you, but there is a concern. I did not want to tell anyone, even Rickmond, about this. I was looking over the starboard side of the ship. The water was shimmering the way it has been. But then I saw something huge lift above the surface of the water. It was glowing, but like some strange... At first I thought it was a dolphin or a shark, and then it got larger and larger, and it rose, and it had glowing eyes, and then sank below the water. But as it was doing it, there was a bird that flew from its back, It circled around the ship. And it flew away. I didn't tell anyone else. I remembered Guy's story. I didn't want them to think I was losing my mind, but it troubled me. Oh, hello, Lorelai.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, boy, she's gotten big. I guess it should not be surprising, but I haven't seen her on camera for a while. Yeah.
She's not grown since last time. Maybe it's just a perspective. See how huge she's suddenly gotten. Now she's getting smaller and smaller.
Okay. You've grown
No,
since
it's just
the
her
last
winter
time?
fur.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay. Yeah.
So you saw a bird? Are you sure it wasn't just a gull?
No, it was bigger. And, well, Rickmod told me that she had done some research on birds. She said you saw one in her home. It looked as big as that. I haven't seen anything like it before.
So what do you think it means?
He shakes his head and he says, I don't know, except these lands we're going to are strange. We've been in strange places before, but this felt like it was inviting us to come. So the particular mechanical thing that he's getting is something called Nature's Wonders. So what that means is that the follower has recently been inspired and or haunted by, depending on how you want to look at it, the beauty and majesty of the world. And the first time that you activate the follower to help you with a natural problem. Now, a natural problem means not one dealing with men or monsters, but if you're like trying to figure out like, how do I reroute this river so that it doesn't, take over the town, or like doesn't run over the town, or like we have a massive storm coming in. How do we prevent ourselves from being hurt by the storm? Anything that's not man or monster made, that is in the natural world. When you activate them to help you with a natural problem, they do not become spent. So it means that you can use him essentially twice in a scenario like that, or use him for free, might be a better way to look at it, if you want to activate them for help with a natural problem of the world.
Nice.
Now, there may or may not be other effects, unclear yet, about someone who has felt nature's wonders, but that is what you receive. Okay. So...
Now we just need to find a river that we can reroute.
Yeah, exactly. Quick, find us a natural disaster that we can fix. Where's Where's Morgan Freeman to tell us about something we need to save ourselves from? Okay. So, the day before you arrive, the next day, really, you can see, as you're moving in here, that this island, which is known as Freodin. Now, Freodin has a pretty unimposing silhouette, to be honest. It's sort of a moderately sized and vaguely diamond-shaped landmass. It has these sort of wide sandy beaches that transition into the sea and so forth. And you know that, from having asked questions about this, that most of the island's residents live at the island's west side, which is the direction that you're heading, is towards the west side. West side? Because sand dunes and lichen hearth and raised seabed dominate the rest of the island. So most of those rocky hills are where the residents live. And Hraden generally is, if anything, just far away and kind of not a lot happening there. But as you are coming about, say 7 hours out, and you're able to start seeing in front of you, you notice there is this ominous gray pall that you see set over it, as if it reminds you a little bit of the mists and fog that were surrounding the last island you came to. But to be clear, it's not exactly like that. So I don't want to make you think that you're going back to the same place again. You're not. But there's definitely this sort of grayness that is on the way that you can see in the skies. And the choppy waters and the sort of rocky reefs surrounding the island are, require these sort of, careful focus that you're going to need to navigate. Definitely there were a few, as you were going along, the water also had fairly evident sea life. You had obviously the cawing of gulls overhead, but in the sea you had definitely what looked like sort of schools of fish on occasion. You might even have seen...
Seals?
Say again?
Seals?
Yes, I would say they would have seen a seal. You think once you may even
Those are
have seen...
usually the most notable thing in the railroad.
Well,
Seals.
but I was going to say you might also have seen the solitary fin of a passing basking shark, because those were possible to see sometimes in the whale road. A basking shark is a particular kind of shark, incidentally.
Second largest living shark and fish after the whale shark. Terrifying.
I like that as I was doing that, I was seeing just the tail. I'm like, as this was happening.
Oh, so we can have sharks in the North Sea. Great. I didn't need to know that.
Yep, absolutely.
Terrifying. Thanks.
No problem. I do what I can. But you notice that wildlife, as you get within maybe a few hours of shore, the sea suddenly seems to be empty of other ones.
Okay.
Down the whale road. Yes. Prince Justin, I love it. From Worldcon, yeah. So you notice that the sea is sort of not devoid of life, but definitely like the gulls no longer cry, and like you don't see any more schools of fish, you don't see any more fins. It feels all kind of deserted.
Mussels?
As you get closer to it. Mussels.
On the rocks.
On the rocks. Yeah, there's not a lot of rocks though sticking out of the water here.
Okay.
Maybe below the surface, but you would see. Would you see barnacles up in the North Sea? I guess you would probably.
On
right?
ships.
Yeah, I guess that's right. But again,
I'm
you
like
don't see
trying
rocks
to
above.
think like if I ever saw any wild barnacles. Not that I would have
I've seen
noticed,
some
but there
on rocks.
must have been.
I've seen barnacles.
Yeah,
on
but like
rocks.
you also live in a different
up by you.
place.
Yeah.
We do have mussels. Those are like the one thing that we like always notice because they're very visible.
Okay.
And grow fucking everywhere, and taste delicious.
Yeah, my family likes mussels. I'm not a big mussels guy, but I mean, I'm a big mussels guy, but I'm not a big mussels guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Okay.
Now I want to eat mussels. Again.
Now I want mussels. About an hour or two out, I would say, Genevieve. The crew calls you over, and the lookout points you to the beach that you can see ahead. And you can see what look like almost dark lumps on the beach. Make a perception check for me, please.
Perception. God, I wish they would like adjust Roll20 for 4K screens. This thing is so tiny. There. Mm-hmm. Oh, I need glasses. That's a 19, baby.
19.
Yeah.
All right. That's good on several levels. Okay, first of all, as you look closer, you think you make out exactly what the lumps are, because you can see, like, close enough. The visibility is good enough that you can see as you're sort of like peering in. You're pretty sure that those lumps are the corpses of sharks in many, many worrying numbers. They seem to have been dragged up on the shore, and you can't make out great detail except to say that they seem to have been picked apart by birds or crabs or whatever. But obviously, sharks don't just jump out of the water on their own. So, a lot of shark corpses there. And also, as you're kind of looking around, kind of going, what the hell is that? You see sort of behind the otter, behind your ship. You can see something. Remember I mentioned there were no rocks in the water? Well, suddenly you see behind you what looks like a small little rock or island. But it wasn't there when you went before because you've been going straight. So as you look, So yeah, you have a chance to react to that actually if you want. When you look behind you.
Captain, is what was that rock there previously?
The rock. I feel like Gimli. It's only a wisp of cloud. It's just the rock. Oh, and then his eyes widen a bit. He says, "Aye, move!" And he starts like yelling orders because as you're looking at it, the rock becomes larger and larger, and then surfaces out of the water, and you realize that you are not looking at a rock at all. You are looking at that fine fellow that you see right there that emerges out of the water behind you. And I want to describe a little bit of that. This creature, it looks almost a little bit, Genevieve, as you're looking at it. First of all, the ship's crew is scrambling to maneuver away, like as the captain is barking orders at this thing. But as you're looking back at it, it looks almost more like a child's doll than an actual person. Like it has these weird proportions and these wide, flat hands and a lumpy head that rises without a neck from its broad shoulders. Like it looks like again, almost like a kid would have put it together. There is a chunk missing from the side of its head, although there's seaweed and curtains of algae you can see that seems to be kind of growing over part of it. And as it climbs up, or as it sort of comes out of the water, you can see that it towers above the ship. It is probably 15 feet tall at least. And as you are looking at it, in fact, I showed this for scale, the ship below. As you're looking at it, it suddenly starts to stride through the water at you. And I mean stride, at speed, towards the ship.
Everybody row now.
Oh, they are like, they are like practically breaking the oars. And they do that while you're in sort of the stern of the ship. Guy comes running over.
Oh no, she would also grab an oar.
Oh, you grab an oar too? Okay.
Like everybody row.
Okay. Everybody is rowing. You can see Veno Aoife, your new crew member, sort of has these terrified expression on her face as these things are getting closer and closer. Now you started seeing this about an hour away, but the thing behind you was some distance. But in about 20-25 minutes, the thing has come up like pretty close to the ship. Like it's made incredible speed despite your, moving from it. The shore now is probably, you would guess, about maybe a couple hundred feet away. And suddenly as you're looking, the thing like disappears below the waves. And there's this massive amount of water that's displaced. And a great shout of relief goes up from the crew. And the captain says, "All right, don't give up." And then he stops and his voice dies in his throat. And as you turn forward, rising in front of the boat now, between the island and the boat, is this thing. And it stands up, water dripping from its seaweed-covered form. And then it brings up one of its flat hands and brings it down on the water, and this massive wave comes up, flying above the ship. The ship moves frantically in every direction. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, I think, here.
Oy vey. Okay. 17. Okay.
17. Yeah, you managed to stay on. You notice a lot of them, like Rick Mod, sort of like falls backwards, but is okay. Guy manages to just hold on to the railing. The ship itself, like a bunch of water, falls onto the deck. There are people who start trying to bail it out while also rowing. And the captain sort of shouts to you over the. I need better music than this for this, actually. This is too pleasant. I need something more dramatic. How about let's see. Give me. I have ocean. How about this? That might work. Okay, let's try with that.
This is not an ocean. This is a sea. Huge difference, Craig.
There we go.
Not at all arbitrary.
That's more like it. Yeah, I know, right? That's more like it. All right, chat, you're probably listening to some very loud waves. It's exactly how I want it to be. Okay.
Oh god, which game of yours was it again when somebody played a Kenku named Crashing Waves?
Waves crashing against rocks. That's my...
Waves crashing against
that's
rocks,
Ghost
yes.
Against Saltmarsh. That is...
yes.
Pyron Jade, my friend Pyron.
Oh, yes.
Who you've met, actually.
I have met him.
Yes. So, okay, scene from Ben-Hur. Ramming speed, except you're fleeing. Yeah. Well, so that's the thing. So the captain calls at you, and he yells at you, and he says, "What do you want us to do? We could turn or flee, or get to the shore, but the thing's in the way." And you sort of are like, you're much closer to shore, but it is in front of you, so you'd have to kind of sail around it. Or you could flee, but you know how fast it pursued you. So...
to the shore.
Okay. All right. So, I love it gives the option. It says, if the hero attempts to fight, the ship is broken to pieces. I'm like, okay. I pretty much assumed that would not be the case. Okay. So.
Not the otter.
The otter can't do this. All right. So, let's see.
That's what I get for naming the ship after a sweetwater animal. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there are otters that live in salt water, but those are the exception, right?
That's true. So as you're making your way in with this, the thing moves towards you again, lifts up. This is very Shadow of the Colossus, by the way, as it sort of lifts up its other hand, and you're like moving to it, and then it brings it down again. Now the crew, with a heroic effort and impressive feat of seamanship, manages to get out of the way just before the thing smashes down. But the ship rocks so wildly that several of your crew members go flying into the water. Now you are, again, the shore, you're closer to the shore with that maneuver, but you have the crew behind you. So the question is, you think you could probably get to the shore right now if you leave the crew behind. If you try to save them, doesn't mean that you can't ever get to the shore, but you might make it harder.
By, like, leaving the crew behind, you mean the ones that went overboard?
Right, exactly. And it was not the Veneviva. It was not one of them, by the way.
Yeah, no, but...
They were both wearing red shirts. Crew member 1, crew member 2. Yeah, but the other crew member...
This is what we sign up for, you know? Life is cheap. Yeah, no. Not gonna risk any more people dying, so,
Okay. You see, as the ship goes forward, the others sort of, like, nod. But as they look back, you can see the creature lifts up a massive stone foot and then brings it down in the general vicinity of where the floating crew members were. You don't know what happens to them. Your ship, however, does manage to get onto the land. Basically, like, kind of rams into the shore, honestly. Fortunately, it's kind of pretty sandy there, but definitely you hear some unfortunate cracking and creaking. As you look behind you, you can see that the monster is now turning its broad back to face you and is staring down at you. There is a map that I have for you that I shall bring you to.
Reminded of a specific song by Turisas, but I don't remember which one it was. It's from the album The Varangian Way, where, like, they basically describe how they're, like, traveling on a very rough river, and they lose, like, multiple crew members to the waves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is kind of an occupational hazard, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. So, I will bring you to this and chat as well, as you're coming towards this. As you are making your way towards the beach, like basically just landed on the beach, there is a stone tower that you can see up sort of in front of the beach. And there's one, or I should say not in front of the beach, behind the beach, but I mean close enough that you can see it. And in front of that tower is a young man who is waving his arms and shouting at you. Now, there's a lot of noise and it's hard to hear, but you think what he's saying is, here, here, run.
You
And
might
seems to be
want to
gesticulating.
recenter the map in the overlay. It's
Well,
like half cut off.
It's off to the it's off to the side because I'm trying to show a different part of it, but I'll move that around.
That's a giant pine cone.
It is.
Um.
There we go. A little better.
So from where's the noise coming?
So the noise. So he is. So you can see him. He is. Yes, right. Right here.
Yeah.
There is a stone tower, and in front of it, the guy, this young man, is yelling at you, and like he's clearly doing this, like the universal symbol for "come here," and he's yelling at you, and you pick up everything like "here, run, things," you know, like he's basically yelling at you. Sounds like he's telling you to go there.
We are booking it.
We
have been booking it, but like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are more so booking it.
I assume the crew as well.
Yes, everybody.
Okay. So you get off the ship, and meanwhile, the monster like is moving very quickly towards the ship. And when you get to the tower, the one in front of the tower, who looks like this young man, as I said, beckons you. Right next to the stone tower, there is a little hut, and the man beckons you inside the hut, and he says. Or I should say, like right next to the hut, not inside the hut, but right out that, like, come to the door of the hut. And when you get there, he says, "Here, here," and it looks like there's a half-eaten square of bread that he's offering to you, Genevieve, and he says, "Take this, take this."
Are we doing this thing? Right. Okay. Be eaten by the big monster, or eat the thing that forbids us to leave. Yeah, no, we are risking it. We are eating.
Well, he doesn't tell you to eat it. He's telling you to take it.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
So he says, "Now turn around, turn around."
I'm turning around.
And the monster, you can see, is now above with two fists, like or flat fists, above the ship, ready to bring them down, smashing on the ship. And the young man calls out, "Hail, guest of Raoden!" He cries. And the creature sort of like this freezes and looks down, and then it watches you. And Genevieve, even though this thing is massive and all the things we've described, you can swear that its eyes are staring at you as if it's trying to read your expression as you hold this half-eaten piece of bread. And
I see. We are doing a breaking bread ritual. I see. Yeah.
And then it turns from you, and with a sound like the rumble of grinding rock, it marches back into the sea and disappears entirely beneath the waves. And there's sort of a, just the silence of the waves, and the young man says, "Oh, I didn't think that was going to work. All right, you're one of us now. The thing won't go after you now." And he says, "Flodweird won't go after you. Of course, now that you're here, you also can't leave, or Flodweird will destroy you. But one problem at a time. I'm Lamwin. Who are you?"
Well, Matt Lamlin, and she like stands there, wrings out her hair. I'm Genoveva of Xanten. What was that thing, and why? What? I don't understand.
He says, "That's Flodweird. He's the guardian of Freodin. But it's gone mad. And now it won't let any of us leave." Which is a good place for us to bring our session to an end.
It's a good time for us to leave.
Flowed weird has you have.
Is it like float?
I will give you
like
this.
With a...
It's an O with an accent, so it's FLODWEARD.
Oh, it's actually a D.
So flowed weird, I think is how I'm pronouncing it. So the good news is you were saved from being destroyed. Bad news is apparently you're trapped for the moment.
Oh boy, being trapped on a strange island.
That never
hasn't
happened
before. No.
I'll give you the pronunciation. I'll show you the spelling in chat, Tom. So it's, whoops. No, I won't do any of that because again, wait a minute. What did I just do? There we go. It looks like that. Oh wait, did I miss an O? I think I missed an O.
Doesn't matter how it's spelled. None of us speak Swedish.
It's a huge difference.
Wait, why do I keep saying Swedish?
Oh no, I was right.
It's not like Norse, I guess. Old English, right? Old English. That's the one.
FLODWEARD, but there's an accent over the O.
Ye olde English.
Ye olde English. So,
no, there's another E, so it's ye olde English.
Or it's like what you were telling me about today. Is flowed weird with three E's. I think that thing floats weird though. It sure does. I am super excited for this because learning what this thing is and figuring out what it is going to be really cool. I love the image of like there's a massive thing that's running after us with this ship and everything else. The otter survived.
What was the name of the guy in the tower again?
Lamwin, LAMWIN, and I have a picture of him. I'll show you next time. But Lamwin.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how it's spelled. I mainly spell out things phonetically so that I can correctly repeat them, more or less. So it doesn't matter how things are spelled.
I'll put that in chat too, just for the hell of it. So yeah, Lamwin has welcomed you to the island and you were right, by doing kind of a bread-breaking ritual, except now you're one of them. What could go wrong? I am...
did you know that in Germany we have this tradition when somebody moves into a new home, and they like do their housewarming party, that you give them bread and salt, actually.
Oh, really?
So, so when somebody moves into a new home, they will always have like 50 loaves of bread and like enough salt to last a lifetime.
Badass. Sign me up. Freaking love all of that. That's really awesome.
Except for that the bread is gonna go bad before you can.
Not in my house, it won't. No, it won't. No, it will not. But this was great, Tari. I'm glad that we are back in the saddle here, and I'm really excited to see what because there's a whole mystery, as you might expect, to unravel about what's going on with this thing. But yeah, the Ear of Stone is here, I am.
I've already a theory.
Yeah, you do? About what happened?
Yeah, because you mentioned that like this. Let's call it it's not a golem, but like in D&D terms, it's a golem, right? Basically, there's a better word for that. The stone giant.
I will tell you what one of the nicknames they give it is the shark dredger. Like this thing that pulls up sharks.
I see where all the dead sharks come from. But like when you described, you mentioned like it looks like it's made put together by a child.
Yes.
So what I'm assuming is happening, or hypothesizing, difficult word, is that somebody who lives on this island created this guy because to protect the island from, maybe it's the sharks, but like that this person might actually be a child and like just like has tapped into some incredibly powerful ancient magic that it doesn't understand.
It's very like that's very Witcher, if that's true, like very much like unexpected consequences of I got this thing but then something else happened that I wasn't expecting or whatever, or like
who knows, maybe whoever created that guy was like is like completely happy with the outcome.
That's true. Maybe that was his whole
maybe this guy just hates sharks.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Fuck all the sharks.
My family was killed by a shark, and so now, I'm super excited. There's going to be more, and as you might expect,
a shark fucked my wife.
The hell's wrong with you? Right, so the campaign's come to an abrupt end, and I want to thank... Jeez. Literally, you know what I'm going to say to that? I'm going to give the chat... This is my reaction to that, chat. Get it? It's a pit. It's a pun. Ha-ha. See?
A pin, yeah.
It's a pin. It's a
Uh,
pun. Anyway,
oh boy.
geez, sorry. Um, good times though. I am, genuinely really pumped up for this last adventure. I think we're gonna end it with a bang. It's gonna be great. That's my reaction, Maritzi.
Great.
Exactly. I totally. But this was a lot of fun, Tari, and also some really interesting stuff I think too with Genevieve sort of learning to sort of come into her own with how she handles things. Like I was really struck by two decisions in particular that you made there. One decision was obviously the saving of Rick Mod, and I totally understand I don't want to take the Russian roulette thing of 1 out of 20 chance that we lose her. I totally get that. But I think that was interesting, and then it was followed up with a decision that I didn't know if you were going to make, and that is leaving the crew members behind. Like from a practical point of view, in terms of like, I have to save the rest of the crew, and like versus that, I totally get why you did it, but it did feel to me like a decision that had some weight to it, especially for someone like Genevieve. And so that was interesting to me. And that's the kind of thing you may have, spoiler, there may be more decisions like that you have to make throughout the course of this adventure that will require certain like two unpalatable choices that you have to choose from. So that was really interesting too. How did you
between a rock and a wet place?
Yes, I like it. Rock and a beach place. Yeah, I love it.
That sounds actually really nice.
That's true. You just go to the beach place. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's like having pina coladas and lounging on a beach chair.
That's true. You just get onto the beach and it's all Jimmy Buffett's. Everything is like chilling out. It's great. Margaritaville. How did you feel about the opening of this adventure? Anything that you're like? I love your theory already, by the way. Any thoughts about the adventure coming up? How'd you feel about it, and where will the lovely
Do you know
folks see
where I
next?
first learned about Margaritaville? Because I thought a thing over here, right?
Right.
Like I first heard about this in the game Dream Daddy.
Oh, really? They play that song? Oh my!
I don't know if they actually play the song, but it's like a whole
Wasting
theme.
away again.
It's like with one of the characters, he's like a huge Margaritaville fan, and like his dream is to create his own Margaritaville. And
Dave the Diver has elements of that. They're little elements of, if you've ever played that game, Dave the Diver has little elements of Margaritaville.
I know of that game, but I haven't played it.
You might. I think you might like it. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Because it's a weird indie game.
Yeah, there's parts of it that you would like and find funny, and then other parts you might find annoying. I'm not sure. That's very much I don't know which direction Tari would go, but how'd you feel about today, Tari, and where would the lovely folks see you
this
next?
was great. Also, I didn't realize it's been so long since the last time. Last session was in September.
Yeah.
Not September, July.
July.
Actually.
It's been a while.
Yeah, 1st of July. Jesus.
July. But this is good. If we're able to do our thing and hopefully get these done over the course of the next couple of months, then as I was saying, I don't think you were. I think I hadn't brought you in yet. That this will be another one of the new launch things in January or February. In the new year would be the new Dragonbane game that we have announced as Dragonbane. We have announced that. Oh, I didn't announce that. Shoot.
Greg, why?
I screwed up.
You screwed up. Okay, somebody please clip that.
God damn it. Well, I knew Tari was in it. All right, fine.
Okay, so
I haven't
now
announced
we
the
can,
other players
officially...
though. All right.
Well, I mean, because
I have no. I have at least one.
We have at least one who might play.
No, I'm pretty confident.
It's all still very much in the in the planning phase. But yeah, we are going to be doing Dragonbane.
We're going to be doing Dragonbane. I screwed up. That's all right. I was so excited to talk about it anyway. So once this game is over, which will be in a few months, Tari is going to be playing as part of a game called Dragonbane. Now, some of you may have heard of this before. It is a tabletop role-playing game that was a big Swedish, speaking of Swedish, role-playing game back in the 80s and then was brought back by Free League. And I have had the chance to do a couple little sample, like one-shot sessions locally around here, and I've read into it, and I really like the idea conceptually, and Tari agrees. So we're going to be doing that, and it's going to be a European-friendly time slot, so it's going to be during basically this time slot on Tuesdays. And it is going to feature a set of players. I'm not announcing the players because I only have one that's a possibility and a couple others I have to approach. But Tari will definitely be part of it. Yes, Tari's definitely going to be in it. So that's the thing. We'll call it a soft announcement. I won't announce it on Blue Sky or anything yet. But yeah, Dragonbane. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be great. Those of you not familiar as well with it, it's got it's sort of a more It's not
Cartoony.
dark fantasy. It's say again. It's what?
Cartoony.
It's a little more cartoon. It's a little more cartoony. Yeah. It's not. It's a little more cartoony. There's like I mean, the thing that got me about it is that you can play a duck person, a duck creature, and there's like a picture of like a duck assassin, and I immediately thought Darkwing Duck, and I was
literally. Oh God, I don't know his English name. What is Donald Duck's superhero alter ego called in English?
Isn't that Darkwing Duck? Isn't that Darkwing Duck?
That's different.
I am the terror
character.
I'm the terror that quacks in the night. That's not
character.
Oh, really?
Different character.
Oh, I was thinking of Darkwing.
My goodness, Greg!
Oh, I don't know that one. I was thinking of Darkwing Duck.
They are not even in the same universe.
Really?
Yes.
No, I don't know.
Oh, Greg.
I'm not a Donald Duck superhero guy. I didn't know.
Donald Duck's superhero alter ego in the comics. His German name is Phantomias. His Dutch name is Super Duck, I think. Super Donald, I think. I need to ask my boyfriend again. He knows that.
I don't remember. Wow, no,
it's like the whole issue that like all Disney characters have different names in the different localizations.
But I didn't. Was there? Wait a minute. Was there an alternate universe thing where like Goofy also has a superhero thing version or something? Where like Disney characters have a bunch of Duck Avenger. Effect Life says
it could be. I don't know. I've never read these comics in English, so I wouldn't know.
I've never read these comics at all.
And I don't. He ever shows up in the DuckTales cartoon. So
Super Goofy, is that actually true, or are you making that up?
I mean, it might
Super Goof. Yeah, when he eats Super Goobers, these peanuts he gains. Yeah, I do remember that. I remember Goofy having a soup, and he eats these peanuts to give him this power. I remember that.
Darkwing Duck is a different character.
The Duck Avenger.
From a different universe.
Peppernick, Phantomius, Super Duck, PK, Super Donald, and Phantom Duck. I have never heard of this thing in my life.
Really?
Nope. Super Goof, I know, though. I think I even have an old comic book somewhere that has that with Super Goof, but I never knew about that with wow. All right, well.
Wait, maybe he's just in the European versions of the comics, because we do have our own, like the Italian-made ones and the Dutch-made ones.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Maybe he just doesn't show up in the English ones, in the American ones. I don't know. Big Boss. Spoilers.
Donald Duck is the Duck Avenger. Flips tables. I can't
Bruce
believe
Wayne is Batman.
Unreal. Next, you're gonna tell me Super Goof is Goofy's actual alter ego. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, that's basically the Duck Avenger is basically a player character class in.
Wow. In Dragonbane. Yeah. So basically.
Or alternatively, if we want to look at Looney Tunes, Duck Dodgers.
Okay. Yes. No. Yes. I do know Duck Dodgers because yes. Okay. But I never heard of the Duck Avenger thing. Anyway.
I got the Green Lantern crossover episode was so good.
There's a green.
Stupid.
You talk about women with
Duck Dodgers.
With Duck Dodgers. Yes. Okay. I was gonna say because I was like, wait, there wasn't another one with Duck Avengers and Green Lantern or something or some random. Okay.
No.
But yeah. So anyway.
The Avengers are Marvel. Green Lantern is DC.
Yeah, what did I say?
Yeah, so like it's not the
Avengers. So the Duck Avenger. No, I know, but the Duck Avenger single.
Avenger
single.
That's still Disney though.
Yeah. That's true. So they wouldn't make the crossover that way. It's a whole thing
with like Looney Tunes and DC that they keep making all of these crossovers because they're both owned by Warner Brothers, and so become like a main feature.
Right.
That like one shows up in the other all the time. Like you will also notice that in like various live-action movies, if there's a cartoon in the background, it will be a Looney Tunes cartoon most of the time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It just made me think also of totally separate, but it made me think of the Spider Pig, Porky Parker, or whatever it is, or Peter Porker. That's what it is. In the Spider-Verse thing where they had like all these. Yeah. And God forbid, I mean, Jesus, even Spider-Man, the normal Spider-Man, has so many like crossover, like it was owned by this property and then this property and this property, like. So it's shifted around.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll be playing a cartoon duck, obviously.
Yes, she will be playing a cartoon duck, and
so looking forward to
I am very excited for Dragonbane. It's going to be a good time. But again, I will not announce that on social media yet. That's just a special treat for all of you folks who were here and heard me screw
Well, also,
So.
like, I really enjoy playing Beowulf, but I kind of miss playing with a group. That's why I've been
Yeah,
like asking, hey,
for
can
sure.
we like maybe do a different game?
For sure.
Because,
No, I
like,
think
I
that's
really, really enjoy the setting. Like, this is like my jam.
yeah.
Like this whole late antiquity, early Middle Ages, migration period kind
Totally.
of stuff. It's like I live for that shit.
No, I've
So,
really enjoyed it too, and I think, like I said, we'll be finishing it after having played it for about 2 years, and I think that feels like about right, for something like this. So I think it's good, and but I'm going to be looking forward to. I agree, having a chance to kind of play in a bit of a group will be nice also, and of course, Dragonbane is a totally different, environment and world, and yet will be familiar to some people. Like I'm really hoping, because when I first brought this up to Tari a few months ago now, and Tari was like, and I was expecting Tari was gonna be like, oh yeah, that, and Tari was like, well, that's really more of a Scandinavian thing, like than it was like a sort of German or like European thing, and not heard about it
before you told me.
Yeah,
like,
and so I looked
unknown in Germany.
I looked at it again, and I was like, yeah, it was just confined to Sweden, but apparently Sweden it was,
and Finland,
but it was the thing though. So I was like, so I hope to get a lot of those, the Nordic viewers, right, involved here one way or the other. So I'm excited for that. And so I will want the entire, our latent Swedish audience that's just sitting back there waiting to be activated. I expect to see Bjorn Borg. I want Bjorn Borg in chat, and everybody else. I want.
Pretending.
It's gonna be great.
But yeah, it's like a whole thing, like besides like the Dark Eye, which is like the big.
Right.
Setting the big game to come out of Germany, which is also just played in Germany. Das Schwarze Auge, for those who are unaware of the English title, which I kind of fucking hate. Terrible.
Oh really?
System.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Know of it and have never played it, but I know of it in the video games too.
It's so fucking German, like in every awful way. Couldn't have made it any more German. But like besides that, like all the popular ones are like Shadowrun. Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, sure.
Cyberpunk.
Yep.
And then the last decade D&D took like off hugely.
Big time. Did Werewolf the Apocalypse get in there at all?
Yeah, but like because of Vampire.
Because of Vampire, right? All right. Okay.
But like Vampire was like, I know at least like in Germany it was like the big one for like during the 90s, I think.
Makes sense. Makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah, no, so I'm excited. I'm excited to give it a shot and to see how we do. It's going to be fun. And there's some interesting elements to the system as well that make it both the combat almost more deadly, but then the nature of the impact of the combat. We'll see. It's cool. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So this was great. Thank you, Tari. Where will the lovely folks find you, on or offline, next?
Well, we don't have the sessions for next month planned yet.
That's true.
At one
Griffith
of the following Tuesdays.
Right.
At the same Tari time on the same Tari Tuesday.
Yes. Tari Tuesdays.
So it's really weird to say out loud, Jesus.
Right? But it's perfect though.
It works, yeah, it's still weird though. Besides that, people can find me on Tumblr, on Blue Sky, and on Kara.app at TariToons. It's my name everywhere. Why am I not on one of the bigger ones? Because I fucking hate Gen AI with all my being. And all the big ones are pro Gen AI and will steal all of your stuff. One way or another. So, yeah, among other reasons. Yeah. Do please check out Kara.app even if you don't follow me. Because this site just needs more traction. It's like basically for those who might remember ye olden days in which DeviantArt was still good. And still the place to be for art stuff on the internet. Like basically old DeviantArt mixed with ArtStation, mixed with like some Instagram and Twitter.
Very
like UI kind of stuff. Like functionally, it looks like a mix out of Instagram and Twitter, but it's specifically for original art, and it's 100% anti-Gen AI, which we love. So please go check out that one.
I just popped up the thing, and just like at the front, just looking at the portfolio is super awesome. So yeah, that's a good call. People should go and do that because
Yes.
yeah, we want to make sure that we get traction to places that are anti-Gen AI anyway, like beyond supporting Tari, which you should do anyway. Well, thank you, Tari. We got Fighting Fantasy last week. We got Beowulf this week. It was great. Next week is going to be my Patreon Field Chat Chosen Game of the Month, but then after that, we'll be into November Tuesdays, I believe. Yes. And so at that point, we will be able to get back to this and to do our Into the Dark game book that we started last week. So we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that as well.
Ooh, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I am too.
I'm especially excited to draw the character.
Well, especially
might
as
be
we're
one
started...
of my favorite designs for player character yet in those books.
Yep, exactly. Especially because now that we started to figure out who the character was, then as you were starting to draw them, I was like, yep, there we go. The crazy clown mime jester person that we have.
Yes.
It's just great. Yes, I know the final vote. I'm going to do that after I let Tari go, which I'm going to do now. Thank you, Tari. Always a pleasure.
That's what we're calling it. I'm fired, huh?
No, never. You would never be fired.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no.
That means I can get away with anything. Okay,
that's
bye.
not what I meant. Bye, Tari. All right, Jack, we get some love for TariToons. Always a pleasure to have Tari with me. Yeah, I kind of was not intending to make that announcement about Dragonbane yet, but that's okay. I'll make the bigger announcement about it, at a later point. But good times today, though. I was excited to get back into Beowulf, so this is good. All right, now just before we do the nomination or the final vote for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month, actually, but I guess we can start doing that nomination right now, or the votes right now. The next game is right there, and I'm going to close that in just a minute or two, so please click on that now. Originally, the Arvocalis was planned. Yeah, I like the system. Getting my head around everything the system means but I actually started playing it with my wife and daughter to kind of get a sense of things. So I'm actually really excited. I think it's first of all, it's always good to be able to play other systems, but I like the vibe of it. It's not this sort of like everything is dark and destructive and everything. It's not like that. So I'm actually digging it. I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. And it is an example of yet another European friendly thing I'm trying to add to the channel, including stuff like this, but also, of course, Prince Justin, which has officially, that I meant to officially announce, which was the amazing new game coming up in January, which is going to feature Prince Justin as your DM, and which will have the incredible players of Mur Lafferty and Kathleen DeVere from Loading Ready Run, and Darcy Little Badger, and the incomparable Triffity Mats playing in the group. So it's going to be very cool. I am super excited for it. Yes, and they've been doing, that they've been getting organized. I still have to, and I will do this, well in advance. Make sure that I talk to Prince Justin and I will get together and chat about running the stream and the production and all that stuff. So we'll do all that. But yeah, I'm very excited for it. It's going to be amazing. So, anyway, as you're doing that, I did want to mention that. What was the thing that I was going to say about? Oh, yes, the schedule for tonight. So at 4 p.m., I'll be over at GOG.com with Pen and Pixels doing what I think is the finale of Expeditions Rome. It's either the finale or it's the next to last one because it will not take more than 2 sessions to do it. So that's going to happen at 4 p.m. Tonight, originally, I had scheduled the Arvocalis, but I have made an executive decision to move it to next week because I am absolutely drowning in work. I have a lot of stuff I have to get done. Part of it is just a confluence of events. Part of it is involving the fact that I've had to switch things over to a lot more in-class assignments and things like that, which means I'm having to spend figuring out the workload and like how to get commentary and feedback to everybody has been a real challenge. And so I'm doing it, but it's meant that it's been a lot of this extra work. And that is combined with the fact that I just got back from CanCon, and I have just been sort of like nose to the grindstone doing all of this different stuff. I also have a couple of events I'm running at the university level at my university next spring, which I'm very excited about. One storytelling event, one artificial intelligence, by which I mean against artificial intelligence event that's going to be happening next spring at my university, but that's taken a lot of work and a lot of writing stuff that I've been doing. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and so I have moved the Our Vocalist from tonight to next Tuesday. So next Tuesday at 9 p.m. we will have the Our Vocalist, still in October, so it still counts. But we're going to move that to next week. So I will not be back on this channel until Thursday. And Thursday night, I'm going to move Heaven and Earth to try to actually get on at a reasonable hour at 9 p.m.-ish, as opposed to 10 or 10:30 or 11 p.m.-ish, which has been happening the last few weeks because of work. But I'm going to try to get on at 9 p.m.-ish so that I can get a good long session in of Final Fantasy Tactics, because I have loved it and am loving it. And then this Saturday, we have Eberron, Oracle of War, as we continue with the awesome Infinity and Beyond crew and the final tribute. So that's what's going on as a note to everything. So, but if you like what you saw and heard, I hope you will follow the channel and so on. Let me just double check, actually. Well, I'll do this. You can keep voting at that straw poll listing right there. You can keep voting there whilst I go through the stuff at the end. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube. That's !ArvTube. Discord is !ArvCord. Twitter is not Twitter. Man, still old habits die hard. Blue Sky is !ArvSky. And the website for this, arvaneleron.com. Financially, !ArvShop. That's the merchandise area. !ArvTreon is my Patreon, trying to get that back up into triple digits. You can get cool stuff for yourself and cool stuff for the channel. Obviously, subbing to the channel, as several of you did today, is always appreciated. That makes a big difference too. Get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. On the publishing front, Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library is my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Greyshade is my Greyshade IP. Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic from the Grey Assassin trilogy. Award-winning, critically acclaimed. You can get that right there. You can also get the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks. I have been listening to the raw feed, the raw audio of Trent's recording of Renegade, which is awesome, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. That's going to release by the end of the year, and then we've got Heretic coming as well in audio form, so you can get those at that link, and you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade coming from Alligator Alley Entertainment, coming very soon, coming from Alligator Alley Entertainment and our very own Brandon O'Brien. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we'll do so for others in that situation in the future. All right, so it looks like the winner is, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Again, the choices are Far Lone Sails, Kathy Rain 2, Soothsayer, and Tales of the Neon Sea. Right now, Far Lone Sails, though, looks like it is outstripping both of those others put together. So I think that would be possible there. Okay. All right. And the winner is Far Lone Sails. Victory. I know Imaginary Exponent's been pushing this. So Far Lone Sails, Imaginary, it wins. See, I told you. I told you this would eventually happen. So Far Lone Sails, a vehicle adventure game. I like also that Far Lone Sails seems to tie in with the theme of like Sword of the Sea, which is another thing, right? That we had something else where we're going over a sea with a vehicle and stuff like that. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm looking forward to checking it out and seeing how it goes. But I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. There have been some very good ones. Last few months have all been hits for me, like all winners. So hopefully we'll continue that trend. I look forward to it. So that I will be playing next week. Now, and I think, is it available on GOG or is it only available on Steam? It is on GOG? Okay, so get Far Lone Okay, cool. On GOG. All right, I will put in a note for that. It was on sale recently. You voted like you promised last time. You did. Absolutely. You did. Thanks, Effect Life. Good to see you as always, by the way, Effects Life, and everyone who was Effect Life and everyone who was here. All right, so I will be playing that. Thank you to my wonderful mods. Thank you to Prince Justin and Triffity Mats, best mods in the business. Thank you as well to my Patreon supporters and subscribers. Thank you to Prince Justin, Triffity Mats. Thank you to Effect Life, Imaginary Exponent, and of course TomTom. And thank you to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Antoine. Thank you to Big Boss. Thank you to Craigery, to Dragon Spear, who's lurking there. Thank you to Galen. Thank you to Jagtress, to Marinda, I saw speaking there as well. Thank you to Maritzi, to Nonstop, of course, and to T-Bank. Thanks, everyone. Really enjoyed today. It was a lot of fun. Excited for more Beowulf. But now I'm going to go rise on up and get ready for GOG Comms Pen and Pixels and possibly the conclusion of Expeditions Rome. If it doesn't happen this week, it's happening next week for sure. But that's going to be episode, I think, 491 or 492 of Pen and Pixels at 4 p.m. Eastern on GOG Comms Twitch channel. So that's the deal with that. Thanks, everyone. Don't forget, I'll be back here on this channel Thursday night, hopefully 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm really going to try to be as close to that as I can be, with more of Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. That's it for me here, but I'll see you over at GOG Comm in a bit. Until then, thanks as always to my dear friend TariToons for her amazing play. More Beowulf coming next week. Thanks, everyone. Much love, and I'll see you over GOG in a bit. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other, and have a good day. Then on the strand, with steeds and treasure, and armor their roomy and ring-dight ship was heavily laden. High its mast rose over Hrothgar's hoarded gems. A sword to the boat guard Beowulf gave, mounted with gold. On the mead bench, since he was better esteemed, that blade possessing heirloom old. Their ocean keel boarding, they drove through the deep, and Daneland left. A sea-cloth was set, a sail with ropes firm to the mast, the flood timbers moaned. Nor did wind over billows that wave swimmer blow across from her course. The craft sped on, foam-necked it floated forth o'er the waves, keel firm bound over briny currents, till they got them sight of the Geatish cliffs, home-known headlands. High the boat, stirred by winds, on the strand updrove. Helpful at haven the harbor guard stood, who long already for loved companions by the water had waited and watched afar.